Yep, just to make sure everything all set up first. It's setting it up now.
Go ahead and play your intro music and all that. Good thing.
Oh, yeah, I know. Oh shit. Boom. Uh, what up? What up? What up? We live. Get some music going while we share this stream. Should have already had this set up. You got the YouTube. You could see the YouTube too, right?
Yep, I got YouTube pulled up on the computer.
Good, just in case I miss any good questions. Um, what the hell? Now my computer wanna act stupid. Well, can't use that one. Day after day, gotta meet with bosses. Shots are out, we don't get extorted, and the money stays long, but they big on flossing. Run the whole thing, I don't run no Porsche. Run the ball planes, I don't run no Porsche. You can save up, just spend on Jordan while your life still hurt. Hope you feel important. Money back, gotta say thanks for this one. About to pull a sneak, gotta see the goods come. Money ain't the key, gotta hit and miss. Somebody ain't about to lie, gotta hit with this one. Rock, know we about to pay the strip with this one. Hit the top 5 on the list with this one. About to hit the road, gotta get on tour. And I don't see a state, we gon' miss with this one. They know I custom pull up in some Russian outfit that means something I know it costs money. They know low key and I'm quick to say fuck on my face, always showing ain't never no running. I see the bag and I don't gotta chase it because I got talent. I know that it's coming. Pressure start coming when you start to get it. They don't wanna know how you really becoming. They trust the struggle and really get. Yeah, so we'll just give people a little bit more time to come in. Y'all know the routine. As you come in, give it a thumbs up or thumbs down, whatever makes you feel better. Just make sure you give some reactions. We're gonna do an AMA today, so make sure that y'all came with y'all questions ready, because any question that you gotta get answered tonight. And Frosty actually got some other topics that we're gonna touch on. I know one of them I can't wait for. Yeah, that gotta be spoken about. Wait for a few more people to come in.
How's your day today, man? Was it productive?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Finally just got out the garden, make sure everything was good. That room is on point.
Yeah, it's looking good. You got to do another YouTube update.
I know.
It's That's what I was going to ask you. Also, what week do you put your trellis on?
I normally would have been had the trellis on. It's just the middle tray is so short, it won't reach where I need to put the trellis for all of the plants that's way bigger than it. So it's almost like a whole section is just gonna completely miss the net, and I don't want to stretch out any of those ones over that section. So I just left it. They'll be all right.
Yeah, that makes sense. So you're not gonna put no trellis on this time?
Probably not.
Man, you better put a little row on there, man.
That I'm trust me, I'm already regretting it. And I was looking today, like, yeah, the ice cream cakes are getting super heavy and starting to want to tip over. So I know I'm gonna have to.
Yeah, because I waited a while for the fritter room. I just did that Thursday, and that should have been done, man. And it's like now it's just gonna hold them up, but they already starting to lean. They leaning over. It's like, damn, it's gonna be hectic. So what I'm gonna do is put like some bamboo sticks in there for to keep it tight, and put that inside the pot. Like put it over the trellis, but kind of like tighten it up on each side of the row, so it won't like lean over and just fall over. Because if you don't have any support between the end and in the beginning, that should have fall right over.
I know, and that's the issue I'm having now. I can already tell the peanut butter cookies and ice cream cakes, they're gonna be ready to topple over. And they still got, I think I'm only on like week 5. So they still got some time. So if they already starting to lean, it's gonna be nasty work by the time it get to the end. So I'll probably go in tomorrow and put a trellis on.
Yeah, just to just to try to keep it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not gonna scrog them out or anything. I won't stretch them out or anything. I'll just make sure they got some kind of support to hold them up.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
hard, man.
Yep. So how was your day?
Good, man. Took the rest of the clones for the next run. Next run
Hmm.
of Fritter, I'm gonna run Fritter again. I'm probably gonna run that for a minute, man, till I could really find something that can compete with it as far as vigor
Hmm.
and resilience, man. Like no PM, no mites, they don't fuck with it. It's like it just leaves it alone. If I spray an oil spray on there, you actually see the sheen on the plant. It sticks to it. It's like
Hmm.
it's great. It's just amazing.
Oh yeah. So keep
It's
running
really
it.
one of them. It's really one of them cuts, man. Like you could tell that it's popular for a reason.
Yeah, that's one of the ones I could say definitely got a good name for a reason.
Yeah,
It's some out there that you wonder, like, well, why is everybody talking about this? Fritter ain't one of them.
nah,
I
nah.
thought it was
Fritter,
before I actually had it, and then once I had it, I'm like, oh, okay, okay.
it's unique. It's really unique.
It is. It's different compared to everything else that's out. It's a lot of similar shit that's out right now.
Yeah,
Fritter
and yeah. That's the thing is like everything. The gelato run the world to me, man.
facts.
It's out there, man. It's bigger than cookies, if you ask me.
It is. It definitely is. Cookies.
Yeah,
It's been bigger than cookies since it pretty much came out.
yeah, but cookies you can't because cookies to me is for experienced smokers.
Oh yeah.
Cookies is for people with high tolerance. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Oh
That
yeah.
really want that strong and that flavor and everything like that. You got the cookie, but for the regular people on up to the experienced people, gelato gonna take care of you too.
Yep. Yep.
It's
But
like
you
it included everybody. You know what I mean?
exactly. Yeah. Cookies definitely left some people out.
Yeah.
If you not a professional smoker, you don't want to smoke no cookies and think you're gonna have a productive day. That's not about to happen.
Nah, it's not gonna happen.
You're gonna have to sleep that one off.
You know, that where did they get the name from cookies, right? Like I didn't know. I thought it was like this was a little while ago. This was like when it first came out. And I
Hmm.
was just wondering like the name come from. And this one dude told me he was at a club and he was like, yeah, you see how it's this color, but it has like little cookie chips of purple in the plant. And I'm like, oh, okay. That
Uh,
makes sense.
from what
But
I
then
knew,
when I finally smoked it, and I'm like laying down because the shit was strong, right? So I'm
Mhm.
laying down and I'm like exhaling. And every exhale after I smoked was like chocolate chip cookies. It
Yep.
was crazy. I was like, oh shit, this is some shit right here.
Yep. Well, from what I heard, the reason they originally called it Thin Mint Girl Scout cookie is because it actually smelled like the Thin Mint Girl Scout cookie that the actual Girl Scout cookies sell.
Yeah, for the Thin Mints, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. So I don't know where the original name came from because most of the information we getting coming from Burner, and Burner didn't even know the cross on the strain when it was out. So you'd have to go to Jigga to be able to
Yeah, when
actually
it first
find
came
out that
out, it's like
info.
you gotta ask him.
Yeah, yeah. So you got to go to Jigga to actually get that information because he created the strain. So if we're gonna take anybody's story, I want to hear from him how he decided to come up with that.
Yeah, if Jigga was a little more socially active, that would be wonderful, man.
Hell yeah, because he's
That would be
creating a
wonderful.
whole lot of strains and we don't know anything about him. Pretty
Yeah.
much, we don't know
The
nothing.
small things I do see from him on YouTube or any kind of things that Burner had done, it's
Yep.
like the knowledge is there, just so quick,
Yeah.
so quick. Now just imagine someone sitting down with him and just really picking his brain. That'd
Yep.
be a great fucking time, man.
And no one's done it yet.
Yeah,
No,
because he
no, no
just he
one's
sticks to
decided.
breeding like that's just what he do. Like
Yep.
he ain't tripping off that marketing shit. None of it. Just straight up flavor.
Yeah, and
Finding
he
his
let it speak
flavor.
for itself.
Yep. That's
I
dope
remember when
though.
I remember when I had the guava for the first time. The guava was actually fire. I don't know how that one didn't pick up like that. They just kind of skipped right over the guava.
Yeah, the guava I had, what did I have? I had some kind of guava. I forgot. But I had like three different phenos of it.
Mm-hmm.
So the one pheno I had smelled like guava, like, and it was so fire, bro. It was
Fire.
crazy. It was fire, man. But the thing was, it was the one that was growing how I didn't like it. So I'm
Oh.
thinking all these three was the same plant. You see what I'm saying? So I kept
Mm-hmm.
the mom of the ones that turned out like shit, and then the one that did fucking lost it. I lost a lot of strains like that, man.
That is the worst.
I hate that. And
Me
that shit
too.
was that guava was crazy.
Yeah, and I only had it once, but the one time I had it, it literally smells like guava. That was the
Yeah,
craziest part, is that it literally smelled
like
like
fresh
guava.
guava too.
Yeah, like most people only had guava as a drink. Like most people never actually had like the fruit, but it
I never
smells
had the fruit. I never had the fruit either.
wow. Yeah, you'd fall in love with it.
Yeah.
It's loaded with seeds, so you gotta like chew through the seeds. Yeah, it actually helped clean your teeth and shit. But it's like loaded with almost like a pomegranate is, but the seeds are a little harder and you can eat them. But they hella good. The pink one, the yellow one, they all good.
Yeah, I noticed that I was looking at this full bloom fruits, I think, some company out in LA, and they got all the exotic fruits.
Oh yeah,
And most of the fruit got a ton of seeds in it.
yeah, hell
Like the
yeah,
exotic ones, they got a ton of seeds in it, man.
yeah. And you just gotta eat through them. You gotta kind of get used to it as you keep on eating. Toxic venom,
Yeah.
what's happening? Yeah. So I gotta ask, what has been your favorite grow method so far? I've seen you do the tables. I've seen you do flood and drain. I've seen you do the watering systems. Which one so far worked best for you?
You talking to me?
Yeah.
What works the best for me is 5 gallon pots on the floor in
Okay.
King's Mills
Okay.
or in any kind of soil that I like or whatever. But right now I'm really loving King's Mix. On the floor is it's just true because I was hand watering it, but I
Mm-hmm.
don't want to do that no more. I'm actually falling in love with this system I have now with those Floraflex emitters because they letting off about a half gallon an hour for each emitter, but it's a stake. The emitters are stakes, so you just stick them in the soil and they get all the way down to that root zone where the roots really are, and it feeds right there at the roots. So the top would be like a little bit wet by the dripper, but you don't have to worry about all that saturation and a haven for pests like that. You know what I mean? It'll
Yep.
go down. It'll go down to the roots. Like I could probably put sand on top of it and never have to worry about fungus gnats.
Yep.
It'll just deliver it straight down there to the roots. So I
I think.
really like that system. But tried and true has been just on the floor and hand watering really. But
Yep.
but it's hard to say because I had great runs with the tables
Mm-hmm.
and I had one bad run with the tables.
When I first started watching you, it was I think it was the West Coast Sour Diesel
The
run.
sour diesel, yeah,
Yeah, on the tables,
crushing it, man. But
crushing.
and that fucked me up because it's like I got that cut from a neighbor, so he gave me the cut, he gave me the clones and everything, and he showed me his method of doing it. So I did everything to his method, killed it,
Mm-hmm.
brought in a lot of weight, whatever. It was nice. I
Mm-hmm.
loved it. Then the next time he brought me the clones, they were not the same clones.
Oh,
So the yield was hella lighter. You know what I mean?
yep.
And then I was like, this dude fell off, man. I ain't fucking with him. And then I tried something else on there, and then that failed even worse because I wasn't used to those cuts, and I was still beginning at that time. So it kind
Mm-hmm.
of just made me scratch the tables and go back to how the my main man taught me when I first started ever growing, and that was 5 gallons on the flow, let them get big, flip them, and stake them up, and do it
Yep.
like that. So
So
you
you,
know,
you you normally always went with stakes versus trellis?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
But trellis is way better. But okay, I grow for production,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm trying to max out the space wherever light is touching. I want a plant to be there.
Yeah.
So if I had an aisle, like, do you know how easy it is if you had a warehouse and you could really walk around each table and trellis it and have your ceiling height high? Like that would be great. But for what I'm
Epic.
trying to accomplish, I need to max that room out so whatever works. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Tomato cages worked. I like tomato cages. I like the old school shit. It works. Tomato cages, some stakes, and some zip ties or some clips. Like
Yep.
these orchid clips. Let me see if I got one. I can show you.
Well, while he's doing that, you guys make sure that you share the stream. Share the stream. Get some other people involved in this conversation and get your questions ready. You can go ahead and start dropping the questions into the chat section. I'm going to copy and paste them so we don't get skipped over. So go ahead with the questions.
So yeah, these right here, they go
Okay.
right around the bamboo and grab the stem and lock you in. You know what I mean?
Okay. Yep.
So that works pretty cool. You know, I like just trying methods, man. I don't believe I don't believe you should just do one thing and just be stuck with it. That's kind of boring, man. I get bored easy. You know what I mean? I
Yep.
get bored easy, so I want to try different shit. But really, success is just making sure all that water and shit is right. And sometimes I fail on that. You know,
Yeah.
like with the last table I did, I never changed the reds. I was tripping. I was just pouring more new jacks in there, pouring more jacks in there, like just filling it up. You know what I mean? Some dumb, goofy shit. But I had a lot of stuff going on personally, so I was just like, man, it'll work, and it did not work.
I
So you
thought that's
really
what
gotta,
most people. I thought that's what most people did. I didn't know that they kept changing out the reservoirs when they did like those kind of systems.
yeah, once a week you should change it out, really.
Yeah, because
Because
I'll be watching people
you
like,
don't know whether you don't know if you have a pest in there that's getting back into the water and multiplying. You don't know. So it's always good to change it out every week and then go ahead and add your little some kind of cleanse in there for your lines. You know what I mean?
yep.
And then let that run and do that every week and you should be fine. So I know, like when I fuck up, I know how I fucked up and I ain't gonna do it no more. But I got to get back to go start over again. You know what I mean?
Yep. Another
Yeah.
thing I liked about those floor flex steaks that you had is sometimes when the root mass builds too much in a pot, you'll put the water in and it'll just run right off to the sides because the root density is so crazy. It don't really got nowhere to penetrate from that top. So it'll just sit right on the top and run right off to the sides. You'll be thinking you watering and you actually ain't watering. But when you got the steak that actually like goes down into like the center mass of the roots, oh, you can't lose that way.
You can't lose. You can't lose because it's sucking all that water up. It's just sucking it all up. So
Compared
it's
to
pretty
normally,
dope.
it might just run off the side, come out the bottom of the pot, and only the outer edges of the root mass will actually be getting water.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, I see what you mean.
Because
So
I do
you're
one
getting in
gallon
there.
pot, so it's something that I always had to worry about. So sometimes I actually got to go in there and like use the drip stakes to poke a couple of holes through it just to have a space for them to go through. And then once it does it a couple times, it softens up. But if you don't do that, man, forget about it.
Yeah, see you and cocoa, and I noticed with cocoa, you want that big root mass.
Oh yeah. Because they
Yeah,
want
see,
water. Because they want water every day versus skip a
yeah,
couple days water again. Cocoa's good with a little bit of water every day versus a whole lot of water, then skip a few days.
and that's what I'm doing with this King's mix with this soil. It's cocoa, peat, perlite, and some forest materials. It's not like a soil. It don't have no dirt. It just got some. It's just like it's different, man. It's hard to explain, but it's a
Yep.
cocoa based kind of thing. You know what I mean? So I feed it once every day. I let that dripper run for like 30 minutes, and it's a half a gallon an hour. So they're getting about what, a gallon, half a gallon
Yep.
every day,
Yep. And
right to the
and they
dome.
loving it.
They love it. They love it. It took them a while to get used to it. You know how anything is. Take you a little, like about a week to dial it in or whatever. Then after that, it's no brainer.
Yep.
Can't walk around in the damn room though, but
Oh, that's the worst. I
yeah,
can only get through one side of my room, so I can never get against like the back wall and like the furthest back, and I hate that shit.
yeah. But
Yeah, I hate that
I'd
shit.
rather get the bag though. I deal with it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure. As once you know that it's stacked out like that, you know that the harvest is about to be amazing. As long as you could keep them watered and healthy to the very end, you know it's about to go crazy.
Yeah.
Yep. So you prefer the King's mix over cocoa any day because it just works better for you.
It works better for me, and it got a little food in there to start off my starts. Like when I take them out the cloner,
Yeah.
I put them right in the King's mix and give it regular water. You just see the
Okay.
root. If you check the Instagram, you'll see the roots out the little 4 inch just going crazy. They love it. So,
Yep.
you know, it's not. I don't like. I know what we're doing is basically scientific, but we might not think it's scientific. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't really like to think on that science level. It's kind of like doing what the plants like and seeing that and just go off how you feel about it. How do you
Exactly.
feel about it? How do the plants feel about it? How's your grow room feeling? You know what I mean?
Yep.
That makes more sense to me than like looking at numbers on paper and trying to figure out DLI and shit. I'm not trying to do all that.
No, I was hearing
Your
about
plants
that
are
the other
loving it.
day.
Your plants loving it, then keep doing that. You know what I mean?
Yep. Because I was hearing about that the other day, and it was super confusing learning about the DLIs and all. Because I don't really think plants care too much about that. Like it's getting way too much into detail. Then they was like playing with the lighting times, and I ain't trying to go through all of that.
No, that's more of a headache to me. Like I got a family, I
Yes.
got children, I got bills, I got other stuff to do, I got housework. I'm not
Yep.
trying to sit there and play with all this stuff. I put my lights up on the roof and
Yep.
I let the plants grow into them. I don't even turn them down. I full blast and everything.
Yep.
Unless I see a problem, then I have to turn it down, of course. But from the gate, just what I mean. Let the plants grow up into the light.
Yep. Make sure that you
Outside, you
flip
put the
them.
plant out in the sun. You put it in some shade first, right? You
Yep.
give it a little time. But in here, the shade is coming in the form of a T5 in its cloning stage or a LED strip in the cloning stage. That's its shade. So
Yep.
after you up pot to your next after your out of your solo cup, whatever. I never use solo cups. I don't. They're not stable enough for me to transport. So I use squares and trays.
Hmm.
They work better for me. But
Okay.
after that up pot out of the square, they're ready. That's their
Yep.
shade. They're ready. I don't have to keep babying these damn plants like that.
Nope. Let them go.
And if they don't go, then shit. I'm cutting that out the motherfucking out the lineup.
Yeah,
You
it's
know
out of
what
here. Yep.
For real.
If you can't take the heat, you getting out the kitchen. Um,
Man.
so we do got one question so far. What's the key to healthy roots from seedling and solo cup tech?
Oh, and he said cocoa also. So that's a
Yeah.
question for you. You can answer that better.
Oh, okay. Keep it watered. Give it a little bit of water at a time until you start to notice that it's drinking every single day. Then once it's drinking every single day, just keep going with it. And I also feed full strength nutrients to the seedlings as soon as they sprout. So by the time that they hit in the solo cup, they getting the same thing in veg as every other plant that's in veg. I don't lower anything, raise anything. I don't deal with any microbes or anything. Uh, I just, as soon as they pop out, they just get enough water that they dry out quickly, and I can just keep watering them. They seem to grow faster for me that way than to soak them and then wait for them to dry back and then soak them again. Like, nah, just little bits at a time, and the root mass will just start to go crazy. The next thing you know, it got to come out that solo cup.
Yeah, that sounds good. That's pretty much I think that's pretty much the right way to do it. And I don't personally do it like that when I have like a seedling. After that seedling goes into it depends. Okay, what am I doing a seedling in? I'm usually doing a seedling in dirt. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm starting it off like that. I'm putting the seed in there, I'm covering it, and I'm giving it a little bit of water till they pop out a little bit more, a little bit more. So I guess that's pretty much the same thing. But some people do the paper towel method with their seeds. I don't do that. I don't wait for tails to come out or nothing. I just put it in dirt. Whatever pops up, pops up.
Oh, so you don't even you don't germinate the same way as
I don't
everybody else does.
no, I don't germinate. I figure
Okay, okay.
skip that step, wait 3 days, the little something gonna start popping up, 4 days, it'll pop up. Like it'll do it.
Yep.
You don't gotta
What I
worry about it.
what I
Just
normally
keep
do is I'll throw them in a cup of some water, sit the water on the shelf for like 2 or 3 days. They'll start to drop tap roots while they're floating. As soon as they drop those tap roots out, I take them, transplant them into cocoa. They start getting full strength from that point on.
Yeah, I did that last time, put them in some water, a little shot glass just to try it out and see what it do.
Yep.
And it took like 5 days for that shit to pop out. Like I'm like, man. And then I put it. I had a little tap root in there, probably maybe quarter to a half inch. So I put that in the soil, covered it, and gave it some water. And it still took another 2, 3 days to pop out. So it was like I skip all those steps and just put it right in there and just put some water on it. And if the top get dry, I put a little more water on it. 3-4
Yep.
days, you popping out. Got a little
Yep.
head popping out.
Do you put like a sandwich bag or something over the top of it
Nope.
to keep the moisture in there?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay.
Plants come out and what time do plants come out
In the daytime.
springtime, right?
Yep.
What, May?
Yep. Right around there.
May hot, man.
Yeah, it is humid too.
Is it?
Well,
It
I think
depends. It depends where you at.
location. Yeah, it
I'm in
depends on
California.
location.
It's hot and dry. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
It's,
always
it's,
dry over there for the most part during the summer.
it's hot and dry, man.
Okay.
We
See,
don't get
yeah,
that humidity like that. That's probably the humidity is maybe in Oakland, Bay Area, or somewhere next to that water. But up here in Northern Cal, like I'm in the hills, like where it's dry at. It's hot. You know what I mean?
okay.
So they deal with it. Plants want to live, man. So it's like it's so many different ways to do things.
Yeah.
Everybody got their methods, you know. I just try
Do,
to be as simple as I can and try to just let the plant see what the plant want to do.
yep. Because the strongest ones are gonna survive and they're gonna thrive.
Yeah. Some stuff
Sometimes
don't
they
like
actually
my methods though. Like I tried a seed junkie something before and the whole pack just didn't work for me. So I contacted him. He gave me another pack of something else and then that worked. So I don't know. Them seeds was just crazy, but that was the only time I had where my method didn't work.
okay. Okay. So far we don't have any more questions yet. Okay, so here's a question. What do you look to get from each light in your room, weight wise?
That's another thing. I don't really think of it like that.
Okay.
I don't, because I never
You,
started with one light. I started with 8 lights.
oh, okay. 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 So
Yeah.
you just have an idea of what you want out the room.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Set a standard for
And
what you want out of the room.
I was on HPS and the whole thing was if you get a pound out of each light, that's cool, but you could do better. So as
Okay.
long as you can get that and do better, then that's cool. You know what I mean?
Okay.
I got up to 2 pounds of light before, but ever since then it's been like 1.8, 1.75, 1.5. You know what I
Okay.
mean? And
Yep.
to me that's still cool. That still pays for everything and does everything. That's fine with me. You
Yep.
know?
Anything more than that is just a blessing.
That's what I'm saying. That's a blessing. So what you count
Hmm.
on is just that one and then that's cool. Okay, that'll
Yeah.
pay for this, pay for that.
I know
So
some people who I get 2.5 a light no matter what. And I'm like, it doesn't even matter what strain or nothing, just 2.5 a light no matter what. I'm like, that don't sound
I
right to
want to
me.
see that. I want to see that in person, or I want to see a detailed video of it,
Yes.
and I want to see the harvest. I want to
Yes.
see everything to show me that because I don't believe it to
Nope.
be true unless you're in, like I said, a big facility
Yep.
and you're growing huge plants, straight up and down, no topping, just straight up and down, like 16 per light.
Yep.
And that I can understand, like a Christmas tree. You just do it like that and stuff them in there. Maybe I don't know. I don't know the secret, man. I've been trying to figure it out, but nobody tells you. So to me, they're kind of lying. I don't know.
I feel like the same thing, man, because I've had some grows that were flawless, canopy stacked out, fully filled. At 1.9, and I'd be happy with that. 2 maybe, then I'm happy with that. When people start talking to 2.5s and 3s, I'm like, I need to see it because like when Green Jean said he did something, Green Jean showed it, a detailed video, step by step, from seed to harvest. You got to see the whole thing. You got to see him weigh it right in front of you. The proof was in the pudding. Everyone
Yeah,
else, they just says things and they just want us to just believe it. And
and
then
go ahead.
it also lets you down as like a newer grower when you getting in and you only getting 1.3, 1.4, and you hear everybody else is getting 2.5 to 3. It's discouraging.
Yeah, it could be discouraging to like a newer person.
Yeah.
But if you've been doing it, then you could just call bullshit and move on.
Yep.
Because or you could just not care. You know what I mean? You
Yep.
could just not care because some people growing straight up bullshit that yields hella heavy,
Yeah.
or they
Yep.
looking
That
for the
too.
heavy ass yield. I had some black cherry punch, um, with like grenades, man. Like grenade buds. Now, if I had a room full of that, of course I'm gonna get two and a half alike.
Oh yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But if you're growing some cookies, you're not gonna get that.
No,
That's
no,
not
you are
gonna
not.
happen. So it's like it's all on that strain. Like you growing big ass yielding strains, then of course you're gonna stack. But you can't do that with everything. So that's
Yeah.
like misleading to tell people, oh, this light does this, and I got this. Follow my recipe and all this shit. Like, okay, you got the clones too? Oh no, I don't got that. All right, then shut up.
Yeah,
You know
because
what I
I'm
mean?
I'm running a completely different strain, a completely different pheno. It's going to be a completely different reaction. The buds are going to stack differently. You can't just say this the end all be all just because
Yeah,
this light gives off this. This is what you should get every round. No, you got to factor in the strain on top of it. Do you
exactly.
do you got the chat pulled up in Zoom?
Yeah, I see a question.
Okay, yeah, you can go ahead.
All right. What did and it question for me? What didn't I like about Jax? Why I make the switch to Floor Effects? I didn't have a problem with Jax. All this, I'm hearing a lot of stuff about Jax right now, foaming up and residues and all kind of stuff right now. And I don't doubt that that's happening. I think maybe they had a bad shipment and it got to everybody around the same time because this is something new that I'm hearing. I never had a problem with Jax, but Jax did not completely dissolve for me to use a drip system. That's why I switched to Floraflex. There's
Bingo.
no other reason. All the nutrients I ever use are just fine. The only reason I switch is so I could use this drip system and get the hell out of the room.
Yep.
That's it.
That
That's
was
the
the
only
exact
thing.
that was the same issue that I had, is that it just wouldn't fully dissolve. And when you in a system like the ones we use, that ain't gonna work. Like the pump will fuck around and suck something up, clog one of your lines. It'll be a plant in the back of the room that ain't got no water for 3 days. By the time you notice it is dead, that brings
Yeah.
bugs into your room and all sorts of other problems. So that was my issue too with Jax. And so I went back to using Canna, but I'm gonna eventually just move over to Floraflex as soon as I'm done with the rest of the Canna that I got.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong. Let me get deeper. Let's get deeper, man. We don't got to rush.
Yep.
There are different systems that I call drippers. There's open flow system that you don't
Okay.
put a drip emitter at the end that will handle Jax just fine. It'll handle Mega Crop just fine because the flow is so big, it'll just push it through. But what I'm talking about is drip emitters. Half a gallon an hour means the hole that is going through is almost the like the second smallest hole it could be.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, you need that to be
Yep.
straight clear. Like, you
Because
know what I mean?
it's already
No
bottlenecking.
sediment at all. It got to be purified down there by the time it hit that drip system, that
Mm-hmm.
drip emitter. So that's what I mean by drip emitter. Because I did make a crop in Jacks with an open flow system and it worked just fine. Never had a problem. But for
Yep.
this, I wanted to use something different, so I had to have that reservoir clean.
And I seen the way that the floor flex dissolved. I seen it in your res. Your res looked like you didn't even put no nutrients in it.
Yeah, I got to check it. I got to check the resins with the ppm to make sure that's not straight water.
Yeah. You gotta
I
make sure
really
you
do.
remember to put the nutrients in because it
Yeah, I
dissolves
really
so
do.
good.
Yep.
I couldn't
And it's
believe that. I'm like, go ahead.
and it's like it's that second one you put in there is kind of white, so it's cloudy. It's cloudy for about 5 minutes, then you look back and it's totally clear.
Okay, yeah.
So
Then
it's dope, man. I'm really enjoying it. I'm really enjoying it right now.
it's been
This is
keeping your plants hella healthy too.
hella healthy and just happy. Shit, I can't complain about it. Can't complain about it. But I can't complain about Jax either. I had a great time with Jax.
Yeah,
Jax is fine.
I can't even say I had a bad time with Jax. It's just it wouldn't dissolve good enough for me, and I knew eventually that could wind up causing a problem. So I just like to eliminate risks. So
Exactly.
if I see something that could in the future maybe cause a problem, I can find something else that works just as good with a little less hassle for me.
Yeah. Getting a little bit more information. I have a Y filter. Like those
Mm-hmm.
rain drip Y filters that
Yeah.
have a little filter catch at the bottom.
Yep.
I had one of them and I had an inline filter for the Jacks last run. I think last run or a run before last. All that shit got clogged up with Jacks. And I had to
Oh.
just tear it out and go back to hand watering.
Okay.
That's why I was looking for something clean.
Yep.
All that shit clogged up. I'm talking about just everything, just hella shit. And I'm like, what the hell? This is crazy. You know what I mean? You had to keep cleaning them out all the time, and then it was a headache. The drippers, you had to cut them off, put a new drip emitter on there. Yeah, I'm not having
Yes.
no problems
Yes.
with the FloraFlex. None.
Yes. I was running into some of those same problems.
Yeah. So
Same
you don't want to
problems.
be doing that when your plant's too big. You mess around, be breaking stuff. It's not. Nah. You got to
You
get
don't.
rid of that. And it
Yeah.
costs more money. FloraFlex is more expensive, but it's like, hey, I'm saving time, easy use, quality.
Ex-
It
Less
makes
of a
sense.
headache.
Yeah,
I don't have to leave my grow room with an attitude because something stupid keeps happening. I could just avoid that. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah. Someone asked, bucket company a good investment for automation. I know you've used them before. I think, haven't you?
They're talking about the bucket company that stands on the PVCs and have the drainage and everything.
Yeah.
I never used that. I never used that system. That system is kind of expensive to me, and I don't
Mm-hmm.
feel like I need it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like a necessity, so I'm not going to get that. If they ever want to sponsor me and throw me or something, then I'll use it. And you know what I mean?
Yep.
But
It looks like a cool system. Look like something you might be able to maybe build. It's just like a hempy bucket, isn't it? It's like the same thing, right?
well, I don't. I don't even know what a hempy bucket is, man. What is that?
Uh, Pretty much what they're doing. It's like a bucket inside of a bucket with a drain on the bottom of it. The only difference is they put a
It's like
smart pot inside
a
of a
mesh.
bucket with a drain on it.
Yeah, it's like a certain kind of mesh they use. It's really, I guess, a lot of aeration. Like honestly, I think it's good. I think it's a good product. I
Mm-hmm.
just don't see the. I don't see me paying for that now. Like I don't see myself paying for it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I could wait for something like that. And I don't like hella PVC running through my room. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hella big, and if I trip or something, I'm gonna break some shit.
Yep.
And you know what I mean? I got to think about things like that. So, and like I said, I'm trying to max out. So I'm really not trying to have all that PVC everywhere. It's hard
Yeah.
enough for me to get in here and put trellis on and touch some leaves in this room. So just because the shit is all on the floor and wires and you know what I mean? Like
Yep.
hoses everywhere. So
Versus the bucket company, I probably just set up some tables, get a drain on the tables, and just do it that way. Give me some 1 gallon pots or 2 gallon pots, whatever you're gonna do. Get a drain on the table, have it run out somewhere, and do it that way. It's cheaper and it just seems a little easier. Like that system even seems like it's hell to even set up. That's a lot of moving parts.
yeah,
You
yeah,
got to
it's a lot
put
of
the
moving
legs
parts.
on it.
And
You
it's a
got to
lot of
fix.
construction. It's too
Yeah.
much construction. Like I'm
Yep.
trying to do what 48 plants. And I got to do all this damn construction. Like
Mm-hmm.
and then after that run, what do you have to do? You gotta clean all that shit.
So you got to take that whole system apart to really get in there and clean.
Maybe not the whole system, but you still gotta clean all that shit.
Yep.
That's a lot of stuff. Like I don't know. I'm lazy, man. I don't want to do all that.
I'm with you on that. That is
Yeah.
way too much extra work for me.
So Mike Ross said, were you guys dumping jacks straight into a big res or pre-mixing and concentrated stock solutions, then adding to the res? Um, what I would do is I got 2 gallon buckets, like 2 gallon what's that shit called? Pitchers, 2 gallon pitchers, like one
Yep.
gallon and 1 gallon. I get a gallon out the res. I get another gallon out the res, probably like a third of a gallon. I'll mix it in there real good. Then I'll pour it in the big res. I'll wait. Then I'll do it for the part two, and then I'll get some more water and mix up the Epsom salt and pour it in.
Yep. I did it pretty much the same way. And the one that wouldn't dissolve for me the most is the calcium nitrate.
You said it didn't dissolve?
That was the one that looked like it was still in the bottom of my res was the calcium nitrate.
Yeah, both of them was in the bottom of my res to me. Even the
Yeah.
hydroponic one, because that's
Yep.
all that shit was.
Still
It
looked a
just
little
didn't, it just
sandy.
didn't dissolve good enough. That's it, and that's all. If you want to use it, go ahead and use it. It's fine. You know what I mean? It's
Yep.
nothing wrong with nothing wrong with it. But if you're gonna use drip emitters,
Mm-hmm.
it's not going to work.
You're going to run into some problems eventually.
You're gonna have issues in about week 3.
Oh,
And
and
when
that's
the
the
issue
worst.
and it really like week 4 when you really thinking it's good, and then it's like, oh shit, what's going on way in the back in the corner right there? You know what I mean? Like if you're in
Yep.
a tent and you got 4 plants in there, then you shouldn't even give a damn. But I can only speak on like how I grow.
Yep.
So
That's the same with me. I started off with a 4-light room. And then
yeah,
from a 4-light room, I just kept increasing either the size of that room and building other rooms, or I just went like that. So when people ask me about like tents and stuff, I'd be a little lost. Like even with 1-lighters, I've never grown a 1-lighter. The smallest I've
yeah,
done is 4. That I started off with 4 HPSs and moved on from there.
yeah.
Oh, that brings me to a good question. How you liking the LEDs?
Can't go back. I wouldn't go back. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's something about the LED. It's something about walking in your room and actually seeing your plants and
Mm-hmm.
seeing them happy and knowing that they're getting a full spectrum of light, and you can see the effect of the blues and the stackage of your plant, the growth pattern. Like you can see, it's just more health. When I walked into the HPS room, shit just don't be looking as happy because
Yep.
it got that glare, and then you got to put glasses on, and then it's
Yep.
like it's a lot, man. It's just I can't go back, man.
Nope.
I'm sticking with LEDs, man.
Same here. Fell in love with them right after I started using them. And I actually believe that the terpenes is a little bit better under the LEDs. I didn't believe them at first when they was first saying that. I'm like, man, it's gonna perform how it performs. But I gotta say that I think that I can smell strains in the room way better under the LEDs than I can the HPSs.
More color, also.
Yeah, definitely more color too. Like
More color,
last round my
more
brisker
color.
did something it never did. Like I've never seen my brisker get those colors, but I also never had a perfect run with it like that under the
Your
LED.
brisker was fire that last run. I'm like, damn, I kind of wanted to hit you and say you bring it back, bring
Yeah.
it back. You know what I mean? But
Yep.
I didn't have no problems with brisker either. I grew brisker. The brisker is fire, man.
Yeah.
Brisker is fire. I never had any complaints or anything.
Yep.
But the
That,
only thing about it is, it didn't get to where I wanted it to be in time. You know what I mean? Like the apple fritter got where the brisker was, and the brisker was like 3 weeks older than it.
Wow. See, that's crazy. In my garden, the brisker's always the biggest plant in the room.
No, it gets big, but it just takes a minute. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It just
So
take a minute. But once it
that's
gets going, it's going. But it
yep.
just take a minute to get going. And I like shit to just be jumping, man.
Yeah. Take off right off like them bocce house did.
Yeah, them motherfuckers, man. I didn't even expect that.
Man, they took off.
I didn't expect that, man, because I had the mom in the corner, like she wasn't in, this getting too much wind flow, so she was growing hella weird. So I had to remom it and cut it down, and then the babies just got all it needed because I focused on it. You know what I mean? I
Okay.
focused on it getting this wind and getting all this its room. That's
Mm-hmm.
the one thing about keeping moms. It's tough, man, because some mom might not get all that airflow that the plant really need, and it might not grow right. And you look at it like, I don't want to deal with that plant, and don't fuck with it.
Yep.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Or maybe I'm just hella impatient, which I am, but you
Hey, that's
know,
a good thing. These rooms got to get filled. They need to get turned and burned. So I ain't got
yeah.
time
But
for
I'm glad
nothing.
I'm glad I waited on it though. I'm glad I waited on the Baccia though, because she looking great, man.
Yeah, she definitely pulled through. There was a random one in there you were testing too, right?
Yeah, Gelati.
Gelati. Okay.
Gelati.
That
Gelati
is,
was one of them just like her, just in the corner somewhere, not doing nothing too big. And like she all right now. She got her room, she got her space. She
I
got her
take it is,
attention. You know what I mean? She need attention. All females need attention. If
yep.
you ain't giving a female attention, then she ain't gonna do nothing that you want her to do.
That's a fact. Yeah.
Yeah.
I take it that's biscotti and gelato.
The gelati?
Yeah.
Probably that's one of them cookie strains. I think it is biscotti and gelato though.
I'm just going off of the name. That's just what it
Yeah,
seemed
pretty
like
much.
it is. Yeah.
Pretty much. But it's a dark, it's gonna get black, you know what I mean? It's one of
Yep.
the Sapphire Farmer genetic also. Well,
Wait,
yeah,
what?
not his genetic, but it's from him. So it's the right thing.
Yeah, that boy got some fire.
Yeah,
He he
yeah.
he got some hella decent cuts. I don't know where the fuck he be getting them, but he gets some super nice cuts. Mainly the color. It's a lot of the colors that come from the shit he likes to run.
Yep, yep, a lot of the colors, and that's what I'm focused on because we in California, so it's like that
Yep.
sun, man, the sunlight. They want that color, man. Yeah, it's
Yep.
different out here. It's different.
If it's purple, it's gonna go.
It's gonna go. It's
Yep.
gonna go.
That's the one. So in the breeding projects that you're doing up and coming, is that something you're looking for as you breeding things that produce like really nice color?
Dark as me.
Yep. Yeah.
Yep,
Hell yeah.
dark as
Yep.
me. Frosty, man, and stank.
Yep.
That's all, man.
I know we got some new people in here, so as y'all come in, don't be afraid to go ahead and drop your questions into the chat. I'll take them from the chat and we'll get them all answered. There was a subject that you wanted to touch on. I don't know if you want to do it, Chet.
Let's do that right after these. We got like, let me see. I'm looking through the chat right now.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see.
813, what's good, man?
What's up, 813 KS? Oh, y'all, Dank Knowledge, Big Ren.
Hell yeah.
What's popping? Nutrient Shootouts. What's up? CMH. CMH is a good light.
Oh yeah.
CMH,
Hell yeah.
CMH is a great light.
Yep. I used CMHs before. They did a good job.
Yeah, they really bring out the quality of the plant.
I think a LED is an upgraded version of what a CMH would have been. I think the CMHs came in a little bit too late. They came in like right as the LED technology started getting really good. So like
That's what happened.
yeah, so even the spectrum they was using and everything, it would have been perfect had LEDs not made the leap that they made by the time that the CMHs hit the market.
I got a surprise that some people not gonna like.
Uh-oh.
Big Ren says HLG LED. Okay. Now, in all my rooms, no, well, most of the rooms, big room is HLG. The other room, the little room is Pacific Lights Concepts, and the other room is HLG. HLG is the best light for the money and don't have to do nothing yourself out
Plug
the
and
box.
play.
It's going to plug and play and do its thing. But I
Great.
honestly am going to say this right now. Pacific Lights Concept is a better light.
Woo! Yeah.
It's a better light.
Yo, great
It's a better light. I never seen the shit. I never seen nothing grow as beautiful as under that light. But you're gonna cut your fingers up putting that shit together.
Yeah.
And you're gonna spend a day doing it. So it's really that. Like when I'm in a rush, so I'm plug and play. I just grab the HLGs. We good. Okay, I get a discount too. Okay, cool. That's great. You know what I'm saying? So for that, it's great. But I can't hate on Pacific Lights Concept, man. That room killed it every time. Did you see the polystyrene that came out that room?
Oh my gosh.
That shit was like amazing, man. I'm like, God damn.
That was the best I've ever seen Polly Shore, like ever.
Man, this shit is crazy. So the runts that came out that room stacking like crazy. Like that's why Green Jeans be killing it on them 2 tables. Those lights fucking
500
work.
watts a piece. He's only doing 1,000 watts right now on both of those tables, and it's crushing.
Those lights work. They work great. Great.
His 250s
the spread,
was
you
good.
get the big spread. Ain't no like if I go in my apple fritter room, I could see where the intense light is on each light.
Yep.
I could see it. You're not gonna see that with the Pacific Lights Concepts. Everything is just spread out, and the plants just be thriving in them things.
Because they're getting the same light all the way across the canopy. That was my only complaint ever about HLG was the size of the light.
The size of the lights.
So you got to put it up a little bit higher than you normally would just to be able to get the spread that you want off of it.
Exactly. And with these low ass ceilings I got, I can't go higher. I can't go no higher. So I just gotta deal with it. And it works. It's still fine. It's no big deal. HLG performs. Don't get me wrong.
Hell yeah.
I'm just saying the PLC, that's a nice light. If you got if you're doing a 4x8 10 or something like that, or a smaller room, build that light. Build that light. Just go ahead and build that light. Take your time and buy all your parts and build that light, and you're gonna fucking kill it.
Oh,
but if you got a big space and you need to, cover square footage, go to HLG and just get you a bundle deal.
Yep, plug and play with it.
Yep.
Yeah. There was what size is the PLC light you built?
I built a big one. I built a 46 by 46. He
Woo.
recommends 42 by 42, but I wanted to do the as wide as I can get.
Mm-hmm.
Like as wide and cover as much space as I can. And I did two of those, and one of them is like covers a 4x6 area. So whatever that is, like 46 by 72.
Okay.
And
Somebody said,
I did it on the same two drivers too that I did with the 4x4, and it works. It works like a champ. There's no difference. You can't tell a difference, man.
it's a 600-watt light.
Yeah, two 320s.
Okay. Okay.
Yep,
Uh,
two 320s.
somebody said, would you build that light for a 5x5 tent?
Hell yeah, because you can spread it out yourself. You could you when you buy the bar, 5 feet is 60 inches. So you buy the bar, get you like a 50, 55-inch bar, and do it like that. And then just spread them out. You got control of your spread. You can spread your bars wherever you want them to go. And they still pumping the same amount of watts. So you're not losing nothing.
Mm-hmm. And it's a great spread on that light. That was one of the first things I noticed is that from wall to wall, every single plant is about to get the same intensity.
Same thing. Yeah.
Same intensity. I love the HLGs, but that's just not happening.
Yeah. They came out with the new lights, the Scorpions and the Diablo.
Those Scorpions look mean. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. I picked one up for the breeding room, because my breeding room is like a 4x6,
Mm-hmm.
4x6 space. So I used that light to cover that because it got some more spread, and it got up to about 630 watts. So that's cool. Each board is doing 100 and what, like 105, 107 watts out of it.
Okay.
It's fine. That's cool. They made it spread out like that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Is it a big light?
It's bigger than the other ones.
Okay.
It has a nice even spread to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Because
It's
I was
definitely bigger than the other ones. You're gonna get more coverage, You get more coverage, and the way they say it is you can get lower to the canopy, and that's only because the light quantum board is not pumping out as many watts as the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
Because they got 6 on there instead of the 4, so they divide that will usually be for 4 for 6. You know what I mean?
Yes. So you're able to spread that light over a larger canopy.
Yeah, and get
and
down
you could
closer.
get it lower. Yeah, because it's less heat.
Yeah.
Yep, that's definitely good. I was definitely looking at those. Those look nice. Somebody asked again about the for Frosty, what makes apple fritters a good strain in his opinion? Like what boxes does it check? All of them, but I'll let him answer.
All of them.
Yeah.
It covers all those boxes, man. I'm not
Bag
sure.
appeal.
I'm not sure on like it's not one of those knock you down in the dirt type strains, but it's definitely gonna get you high and happy, and it just the flavor, the terps out of it is just amazing. It's just great to smoke. It's a great smoke.
Oh shit, Grandmaster Level, what's good, man? Wasn't expecting this. We was just talking about you. Yeah. Yep. So yeah, that one just checks all of the boxes right there. That's what you really want from a strain. Pheno hunting. So when pheno hunting, that's what you're looking for. Like you're looking for the best out of what it is that you just popped. You want to take the very best out of it. Sometimes it's hard to even just pick one because it might be like 2 or 3 of them. But even out of those 2 or 3, I still think you should be able to weed it down to 1 or 2 of those to be the one that you're looking for.
I think it's always that plant that's staring at you when you look into wherever you pheno hunting. You go across it and you just see it. You could see it, man. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I was listening to. I know I know y'all crazy, man, but I was listening to Copycat, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is what Copycat said. A shout out to GML2, THC Hybrid Organic Herbs, Ganja Grower. What's up with everybody? Copycat was saying, "What's the keeper?" He said, "Chop this shit down. Throw them in bags, dry it up, throw it in a bag, smoke them. Which one is the firest one? That's your keeper."
Yep.
Makes sense.
Yeah, I agree.
That makes sense.
Sometimes
He said you shouldn't focus on all that structure shit, how's it growing, what it's doing. if it's that fire, that's
That's
what you was looking for.
that's the one.
So I do agree with that. Although I am really huge on vigor,
Mm-hmm. Me too.
you can't deny the fire though. If it's fire, it's fire. But we all got our own different things that we looking for in pheno hunting too. So
Yep. I
it's
think
one of
OG
those things.
I think OG Kush breath is fire. I just don't like how it grows.
I got OGKB and I do not like how it's growing.
It grows. It grows like it's re-vegging.
It's the shortest, weirdest thing to look at, and
Yeah.
it's like I'm gonna use you. I'm gonna use you because I know what you got in you, and I want some of that out of you.
Yep.
But I would never run that in a room like for flowering. I'll
Hell
breed
no.
with it, but I wouldn't use it for that.
No. How you feel about the Mac?
Mac was slow as shit. I had Mac
Oh.
from Loki. I had Mac from Loki.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's fine. It's 3 weeks. The plants still look the same. I'm like, I threw that shit away.
Yeah, I didn't
The
waste
hype's
my
not
time
worth
with it
it to me.
neither. Nope.
Yeah, the
I don't care how
hype is never worth it to me. If that shit ain't performing, it's gone.
I don't care how good the end product is gonna be if I gotta pretty much lose a round just to get this big enough to have a decent harvest out of it.
Yeah, man. The
That
Max looks great though. It looks great,
yeah.
but out of the time wasted to veg out as much as you need to grow whatever you're growing, like I said, if you're in a tent, cheers to you. But for
Oh
me,
yeah.
I'm good. I'm good.
If you in like a 4x4 or 5x5, you could just see a green it to all hell, and as long as you get the good canopy on it, you should still get a good product. But in a
Yeah,
bigger
but
room
how
like the
long it's
rooms,
gonna take to get to to get those cuts?
shit. Oh yeah,
You know
I
what I'm
didn't even
saying?
factor that in. How long is it gonna take to get that amount of clones to even be able to
Yeah.
fill that up?
To take 16 cuts or 12 cuts for a 4x4 or 9, man, that shit gonna be growing for 3 months, 4 months. Like, hell.
Yep.
I might be exaggerating, but hell no, I'm good,
Nah,
man.
no, the Mac is one of the slowest vegging plants I've ever seen. And I tell people that they like, yo, how come you don't be messing with the Mac? I said, because I ain't got time to grow that shit. Like, if somebody got
Yeah,
something to smoke or something, I'd enjoy it. And I'm saying, but am I going to waste time trying to load up a room of Mac? No, hell no.
yeah. If somebody had some cuts of it, if somebody had clones of it or something, and there was some decent size, I'll buy a tray of them or something and see what it do.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, nah.
Not something I want to go for. So when pheno hunting, vigor
Mike
is
Ross
something
say
I'm
only
looking.
way to grow Mac is 64 plants alike.
Yeah. Yo, that's a fact. That's not one of them
Dang.
strains that I was looking forward to. So yeah, when pheno hunting, vigor matters to me too, because most of the plants that I have are vigorous plants. So if I get something that doesn't want to grow, you're going to get shadowed behind the plants that are way more vigorous than you, or I got to dedicate a space strictly just to grow you. And I don't like that. I like if I got two different strains in the room, I don't want one so much bigger than the other one. I'm going through that problem now. So even setting the trellis, I don't know exactly which level to set the trellis at because some plants are so much shorter than the other ones. I don't like that.
I've been thinking about something.
Uh-huh.
I've been thinking about something. Say you got a room and you got a few different strains in there, and it's cool, but like what I'm trying to say is in a plant's world, terpenes are like signals. They let off signals to alert other plants about things.
Mm-hmm.
You know that, right?
Yeah. Yep.
So what if some terpenes don't like other terpenes in the room?
Oh yeah.
And what if they don't maximize their their like, potential because they don't like a certain terpene that's talking to them?
I never even thought about that till you just said it, but it makes perfect sense because even in vegetables, you can't grow certain vegetables next to other vegetables. They just don't
You
perform
see what
well.
I'm saying?
Yep.
Like I always had the most success by growing one strain in one room. Whenever I try
Monocrops.
to mix shit up, it works out, but it doesn't seem like it got its full potential out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, man. I'm right now. I'm just trying to get one strain in one room and just monocrop that room and that room and that room. You know,
Yep.
try to keep everybody happy talking to each other. Because I don't know, man. We don't know how they really like how they connect when it comes to that. Because
I
they
don't think
can't
no.
all the terpenes can't like each other. Because then they would be like, you know what I mean, like in the same plant or something. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, I don't think that anyone else has ever even thought about that to even start looking into it. This might be something that's like brand new because I watch a lot of grow shows. I watch a lot of science on plant.
Me too.
I've
And
I've
I thought about it. Like I don't know.
I've never heard no one even mention that, but it does make sense because what if one terpene is telling another terpene, I don't want you around? So it doesn't reach its full potential because it's basically battling with another plant that's in the room that's giving off a different terp profile.
Exactly.
I never even thought about that. Yep,
Yeah,
that makes
because
that. So I prefer monocropping at this point too. I used to do multi strains and all of that. At this point, I'm looking forward to just starting to monocrop a room at a time. So find something that people really love, load a room up with it. If they love something else too, load a different room up with it. But at least I got 4 trays in each room. I want at least 2 trays of one strain.
yeah, that works.
Yeah, so if I'm
That
gonna do
works.
4 trays, I'll do 2 different strains in each room. 2 trays of one strain, 2 trays of another strain.
And just try to remember what we was talking about earlier with the trellis. If you got the shorter strains, keep those in the room together so you can run your trellis the long way, you know,
Yep, yep,
and everything be cool.
yep.
Yeah, man. Uh, Pheno hunts need their own area. Yeah, they do.
Oh yeah, I used to waste. Oh man, I used to load whole rooms up with pheno hunting. I stopped doing that a long time ago. Now the most they're gonna get is 1 tray out the room, and that's only
Yeah,
because I don't have somewhere else to test them out at.
yeah, Pheno hunting sucks for me, man. I just put up a tent just for that, just for Pheno hunting, and that's what I'm gonna have to do. Just have a tent for it because I can't afford to put it anywhere else.
Yeah, you don't want to take no space out of no production rooms to
And I don't,
pheno
yeah, and
hunt.
I don't really, I'm not on the eighth and quarter level. You know what I mean?
Yep,
So it'd be like I don't really need a lot of that shit. I kind of just, you know, what I mean, need to see what it is and go
yep.
from there. You know?
I just need a taste test and a good idea what the buds is gonna look like, and I'm good. I don't need to maximize this pheno hunt because most of these strains I'm not gonna keep anyway.
Exactly, exactly. A lot of them are not keepers.
A
There's a
lot.
lot of non-keepers, man.
I throw strains away all the time. I don't care if I did a whole pack of seeds and I pheno hunt it and I didn't like none of it. Then it's all going in the trash.
You see, that's where I buy cuts,
Me too. Yeah.
man. So I
That's why
buy
when I
cuts.
asked that one day, I was like, people F1s or F2, and you was like F clone, and I'm like, I'm 100% with you on that. Let me
Yeah,
let me just get the keeper out of what somebody else found and call it a day. Saves me
for
so much
real.
trouble.
Save a lot.
Especially if I can
You
get
know,
some good pictures of it, good videos. You done did a good job documenting that growth start to finish. I know how it veggies. I can get some good information on it. I'd rather just go with that cut than to deal with popping it from seed and trying to find my own.
yeah. You got to do it every now and then, though, just to find that one. But for the
Oh
most
yeah.
part, I'll just pay the money for the cut. Let
Yep.
her rip.
I just popped some Empire gear to Safari Sunset and the Face on Fire OG. I was the one who asked him to bring the Face on Fire OG because he had said something about the mom. It was like Wi-Fi OG crossed with one of the Fire OGs. I forgot, and I don't got the pack sitting in front of me. But as soon as I heard it, I'm like, yeah, I need that because Wi-Fi OG crossed with another OG. I need that. Next thing I know, he's releasing it, so I had to pop seeds of that.
Yeah.
In certain
So
instances, you
so your strain is really OG, huh?
smoke preference, I love OG, but I know
Oh,
people don't love OG as much as I do, so I try to keep my preference away from what the people want.
yeah, I had this one OG before, man, and it was like I wish I could have got cuts of that shit. That shit had me so happy, bud.
Oh
Like
yeah,
I was just
OG,
I was just so happy for so long. It was
yes,
crazy, man. Just like face on, smiling, happy, like that
yep.
was fire. I don't even know what it was. He just said OG. It was frosty as shit, hella lime green. It was,
Yes.
man, that was some fire, man.
OG
That
just
was like
balances me
20.
out.
That was like 2012, man. I
Oh,
ain't never seen an OG after that look that good. Never.
yep. OG balances me out. So I think it depends on who you are as a smoker, what you like to smoke more of. So somebody who finds it hard to get out to bed every day, they need some energy. They're gonna love the Blue Dreams. They're gonna love the mainly like the more piney terpene ones, because those are usually more sativa dominant. They're gonna need something like that. If you somebody that's just hyper all day, you're gonna want something like in the Girl Scout cookie realm. You're gonna want something that's gonna even you back out. OG is just like the best of both worlds to me. It just sits right in the middle, perfect for me. I don't gotta smoke a lot of it. It takes me right where I need to be, and I could get back to work.
Yeah, exactly. If I could find some Blue Dream right now, I would grow a plant just for
Blue
myself.
Blue Dream is the most sold strain on planet Earth.
Just for myself. Because I like Blue Dream. I ain't gonna lie. That shit good. Smoke
I
that in the
like,
morning with your coffee.
man, I
Man,
like
you up, you doing hella shit. You cool, man.
I be trying to tell people that that real Blue Dream, not the booth that you got for the low. No, I'm saying not that.
Not
That's
that.
not the Blue Dream that I'm talking about the real deal Blue Dream. It only thing I don't like about it, it's a little too strong for me.
As far as like the sativa in it,
Yeah, it just
like
makes
get you racing a little bit.
yes, it makes the
Yeah,
room kind of spin for me. So it ain't really that good, but I love it. Like
yeah,
because you just got to smoke the right amount of it if you in like my kind of situation. Like you don't want to be smoking a half a blunt of Blue Dream and think you about to get to work. No, you're gonna have to sleep that off for a second because it makes the room spin for me. So that I think 9 Pound Hammer and Jesus OG might be the two strongest strains I've ever smoked in my life.
yeah,
I've that 9 Pound Hammer and Jesus, probably 9 Pound Hammer more than the Jesus, but the 9 Pound got the Jesus in it. But those two strains are by far the strongest. All the Subcool strains, I'm not gonna lie, Subcool was one hell of a breeder.
Subcool put out heat, man.
Yes, rest in peace to Subcool. Subcool put out heat, man. I
The
still
only
got some.
reason he was popular with his people, but a lot of us didn't fuck with it because the different names and shit. We just didn't know no better. But he had fire for days.
Oh yeah,
Fire for days, man.
oh yeah, huge menus, and then made a whole new menu after he ran into some trouble, and then it just got better and better.
And I like the reason why he bred. He bred for like a palate. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, and he bred
Yeah,
for yield. Like
yeah.
if a
He
strain did
never
not
bred for
yield big
hype.
enough,
Yeah,
yep.
yeah.
He
All
don't.
his
He
strains yield.
yeah, go ahead. My bad.
No, I was saying all his strains yield.
Yeah, I think he only got one Girl Scout cookie cross out of his entire menu, and that was the closest to a hype strain that you would have got out of him. All the
Yeah,
rest of them was stuff that he's been creating himself, finding good phenos of, and crossing with other stuff that he found himself. So,
yep,
so Subcool was one hell of a breeder. Missed the hell out of him.
yeah. Rest in peace to Subcool, man.
Hell yeah, and he was a good dude on top of it. The Christmas giveaways every year. He did a lot of good stuff for the community too.
Yeah, he was cool. I met him up here in Cloverdale with Patrick from Soil King. And both
Okay,
of them
yep.
dudes, is cool. And it's weird, man. I don't like seeing this type of shit. But like both of them was hella cool and close, right?
Uh-huh.
And then Subcool passed. And before he passed though, Patrick started fucking with Miss Jill. I'm like, that's
You know what? I saw that and didn't exactly know what I was seeing. I was actually
yeah,
praying. I'm like, I'm praying this is not what this looks like.
yeah. That should be kind of shady to me, man. Like
I
I
don't
wouldn't do I
like
wouldn't
that.
do no shit like that.
No, it's
But
over. It's over.
yeah, but people is I don't know, man. It's weird.
Yeah, everyone thinks differently. But when I did see that, that bothered me too. I'm like, wait. Yeah, like they was like best friends when they was here, and now you wind up with that is
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
And
That's
then
fucked
after
up.
knowing like she didn't exactly treat your friend the best. Uh,
Nah,
tried to steal some of his strains on the way out the door. Like it a lot of
yeah,
not burned a lot of bridges for him. He lost some of his breeders over that, lost some of his cuts over that. Yeah,
yeah,
that was
man.
a very sticky situation right
But
there.
but it be dirt in this game, like with any other game. This shit is life, man. People shady in life.
Oh
You
yeah.
gotta really you got to really look at people for who they are and not what you want them to be. You know,
Yep.
you can have hope for people, but some people is just shady. You just gotta see
It's,
that shit.
it's kind of why when I first started getting into this, I kind of came in as one of the cloners because I started noticing how many like scam cloners it was out there. I'm like, man, people are really just out here looking to get some cuts. Some of them are spending decent money on these cuts too, but it's just people looking for somebody that's reliable that they can get some good cuts to load their garden up with. And they just getting beat left and right. I'm like, this is a market. I think clones is going to be the biggest market in cannabis eventually. Like, because what is anybody's garden going to be without clones? And I think clones
Yeah.
are going to wind up costing more than almost anything you're going to pay for in your garden in the long run, unless you want some
And
basic strains.
people gonna really start appreciating that shit too. Like when they get
Yes.
something, they gonna really take care of it because it's hard. It's tough, man. It's tough.
Yeah. It won't be going back to the dispensary paying $12 and getting a cutback.
Man, every
Some
time I went and got clones from this dispensary where I'm at, booth, booth
booth
after booth, Dark Heart Nursery, booth,
DH. Yep. I knew that's what
all
you were
that
going to say.
shit, trash, man. All that
None,
shit was trash, man.
none of it was what they said it was. I used to have a homie out there that used to stop by there and get some cuts for me. None of them was what they said it was. None of them. Not one of the strains was what they said it was. It wasn't even close.
They had one good strain that I had a long time ago. You know what it was? GG4.
Oh, you got the GG4 from them?
That was the only good strain they had, man. That was
GG4.
it. That's the only one.
And that cut was so available, like you could almost found that anywhere.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. So if they
Yeah,
didn't have a good GG4, that'd have been a huge issue right there.
that
Like,
was it. Yeah, that was
anyone
it.
grow? You grew high octane before, haven't you?
Uh, yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, yep.
I had a little plan of it. I grew. What can I say about it? I didn't smoke it, but the people that did, they wanted more.
Okay.
They definitely wanted more, but it was like a small plant.
I'm a
It was
I'm
just
a
a
fan of
small
the high
plant.
octane. I like high octane.
Yeah.
It's a good OG. I think Tahoe OG is one of the best OGs I've had. It's the most unique OG I had. I'll say that.
The OG I did have though that I wish I would have kept. I think my friend got it though, so it's cool. That's what's good too. If you got cuts, give them to your friends, so everybody
Yes.
can always have that shit.
Yes.
Was Road Dog OG.
Oh, the roll. Oh, yes. I remember when you ran that. You was talking
That
about that
yield
one of straight gas.
straight gas, but I'm talking about greasy OG gas. Yield was there, everything was there, but it's just like OG is not my market. You know what I
Surprising.
mean?
I thought they loved OG out by you.
You said they what?
I thought they loved OG out by you.
Hell no.
Wow.
The OG was going somewhere, you know what I mean? I ain't gonna say too much, but it was going to a place where they liked OG, but that dude, the person, he fell out, so
Okay.
that closed up. You know
Yep.
what I
I
mean?
love OG, man. I love
Yeah.
anything that's gas. I like the chem. I like the sour. I like the OGs. Those is my go-to for smoking. Now the worst part is most of those are some of the ugliest strains that you're gonna grow. Yeah, like most of
What
those
the
are not the
OGs?
the OGs, the sours, the chems. Most of those are not the prettiest flowers that you're gonna be able to grow.
Yeah. They just got that effect you want.
Yes, and the taste. They got
Yeah.
the effect and the taste I want. And now it's hard to find sour anyway. Like good luck finding the real sour. Slim to none chance that you're gonna get the official one. I got the elevated cut of sour and I smelled it the other day and it is fuel. Like you ever walked outside and was like, okay, somebody hit a skunk like last night and I can still smell it. That, that's what
Just
it
like that.
smells like. Yeah. So you walk out and it's like, okay, I know somebody hit a skunk around here and it had to be like last night or a skunk died or something. I can still smell it. That's what the elevated cut smells like.
Damn.
Yeah, it's
That's what's
definitely a
up.
good one. Yeah. Something
Somebody asking, Grow Life asking, where did you source that runts cut? I popped the apple fritter runts. Runts and apple fritter was from Fire Farm. So you already know. When I say fire farmer, you should know by now that you're gonna get what you know what I mean?
That's a
You
verified
you
cut.
gonna get it.
Yeah, if it's from Fire Farmer, it's a verified cut.
Sour
What do you?
shoes is loud as fuck. Sergeant Lefty. Um, man, contact me, man. I want to see some pictures of what you grew. I want to hear about it. That's a strain with citrus splits and times cement shoes.
Yeah.
That shit smells so good, man.
How was that cement shoes?
No, it's sour shoes crossed with cement shoes. I
Yeah,
mean,
no, I
it's
remember you
sour
ran
bone
the
and sherbet
cement.
crossed with cement shoes.
I remember you ran the cement shoes though, didn't you?
Yeah,
How was that?
great,
Okay.
great.
What is it? Is it an
Like
OG?
Here's my thing though, because when I run stuff, if I'm running a lot of stuff, I'm using that to breathe, or I'm looking for stuff to breathe. If you see me in a room with something, then that's just for you know what I mean. Like that's gonna touch more hands. Like the cement shoes only touch like a couple people because I
Okay.
really use that to breathe.
Okay. So some
Yeah.
strains you're just getting strictly because you want something out of them when you make a cross out of it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And with
What
that
what
one, it was the potency. I wanted that potency out of cement shoes. Cement shoes got some shit in it.
what do you think about runts?
What do I think about Runts? Runts is a terpy, pretty girl.
Okay.
And I can't like, I'm the wrong person to get a smoke test from
Okay.
because I'm a lightweight smoker.
Mm-hmm.
Like still to this day, I probably smoke probably once every couple months. I know that
Okay.
might sound crazy to a lot of y'all, but
No,
it's the
hell no.
truth. I really
I'm
don't
lu-
smoke that much. I
I'm
try to
lucky if I
stay
get through. I'm lucky if I get through one blunt a day, and people tell me I'm crazy for that, but I be having too much shit to do.
yeah, because I got people that fuck with it that I give it to, and I trust their opinion, you know.
Mm.
And the runts that I had, they loved it. They just
Okay.
loved it. So it was gas and all this shit. So it's certain strains of runts that you got to understand. Some people cuts would just be a cross of Skittles and gelato. You don't
Uh-huh.
know which gelato it is. It might be
Exactly.
45. It might be all different kinds of gelato, and that gelato that they crossed it with might not even really be the real gelato. So it's like
Yes.
you get it. That's how you get hella fake runts out there, and you don't really know which is which. But the real strain of runts is not bad. It's not bad at all, man.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that's it's all on your flavor too, man. It's all on your flavor. If you like terps and you like a little gassy terp, then runts is cool for you. It's gonna look, it's gonna stink, it's gonna be pretty, it's gonna be perfect for you. Like the runts you got from me, they said that they said that's the real runts, real cut from this person, that person. But then when I seen the cut of runts from Fire Farmer, it totally different. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yep.
It was totally different. I think we all first seen it when THC Titan had it.
Yes, that was the
Totally
first.
different. It was totally different. It made me look like, damn, this ain't the real shit I got. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But the
But
shit I had, people loved it.
it's bro. People still love it.
But when they heard it wasn't the real legit cut, they start throwing a little shade, and it's like, okay, I'll cut that shit out. I don't give a fuck. You don't
Yeah.
want it? I don't care. Shit,
It's
I
all.
can grow something else. You know
Yeah.
what I
It's
mean?
it's all just a different phenotype of the exact same strain.
That's
It
it.
created the same way. Might have just had a different mother. So what would that be? That'd be like what, a F2 or something?
No, what I'm saying is that people like just like copycats, just like copycat for instance.
Yeah.
Copycat say he buy people's stuff, he pheno hunt stuff, and he cross it himself. If you
Mm-hmm.
pheno hunt something and cross it yourself and call it the name of the cut that's been grown out and sold, that's wrong.
Yes. Yes.
That's not
Okay.
the same thing.
No, it's a different genotype of. It's the same cross, but it's not the same cross.
Exactly.
You
It's
took the
not the
same.
same cuts of that
Yes.
cross that was crossed to it. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yes.
So people get mixed up like that and they think, oh, it's this. And it's like, no, this ain't it. This might be a cross of those two, but it's not the same thing.
Yep, that's one thing
So
about when you let the lineage out on a strain that people can just create it themselves. So if they know that Runts is gelato crossed with Skittles, if they have a Skittles and they have a gelato and they cross them, to them they got Runts, because but they don't understand that the pheno of gelato that they use, the pheno of Skittles that they use, is what created the Runts that everyone fell in love with. That's not going to be the
exactly.
same one that you got. You're gonna get a different result.
And you might find fire in that though. It's still fire in that.
Oh
It's
yeah,
still, you know what I mean? You'll
you
still
might
find
find a
something
better one
good,
than
but
they had.
it's not gonna be the exact same thing that the official people have. It's not that cut. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Because I like the way the runts I had grew and everything. Grew tall and lanky, little buds, but it was nice. It was colorful all the time. It
Mm-hmm.
was nice. And this one I have from a fire farmer is finicky as hell. I do not like growing it. I got rid of it.
Runts is a
I didn't even
difficult
cross with it.
lady.
I didn't even cross with it because it's that finicky.
Yeah, and she doesn't really, she's not that vigorous either.
No.
Yeah, she prefers to stay pretty squat.
Yeah, she got tall. She got a little tall, but it was a weird kind of tall, man. It was like
Mm-hmm.
it's just weird. It's not, I didn't like it. I didn't like how it grew, you know? And that's one of
Yep.
those things. Some of these strains that y'all really want hyped about, you probably won't like it. You probably won't like how it grow or how it treats you in the grow room.
Yes,
So
I know
that
you like.
gets people out of the way too. You know what I mean? Like a lot of them strains that's fire and got all the shit you want, you can't grow it.
Yeah,
It
Mac
ain't it
One,
ain't for
for
you to grow.
example.
Huh?
Yeah, just like we was just saying about the Mac One.
Exactly. It ain't for you.
Yeah, everyone loves Mac. Now, you guys like the finished product of it, but you don't understand as a grower what the hell we have to go through to even get you that finished product of it. Got to go through hell to get you the finished product of some Mac.
Like these runts I got right now, the last runs from Fire Farm I had, I was chopping down. The reason I told you I couldn't do the live the other time, I I'm about to tax the shit out of whoever get them. I'm just letting you know. If you're
Oh
listening, if
yeah.
you know you're listening, or you gonna listen, you about to get taxed for that. That shit put me through hell to make them get through, man. It put me through hell, man.
Yes.
I need it. I'm gonna need
Finally,
it.
you know what I've liked so much about the pandemic and everything else that's been going around. For one, it's brought families back together like a motherfucker. Like families have spent more time with their families than they ever have in probably the last like 30 years of human existence.
Real shit.
Also, cannabis farmers have finally been able to get their money's worth out of the hard work and effort that we've been putting in to get you guys some great smoke, because everyone likes to smoke grade A. Everyone likes pretty buds. Everyone likes accessibility, but nobody wanted to pay the grower for what we had to go through to get y'all that. And finally, the numbers have hit a point to where it's like, okay, this is finally feeling like it's worth it. Like you get a little bit of that drive back because you know there's not going to be no arguments about what you're doing right now. I'm going to tell you this is this, no negotiation.
Watch that. Watch last night when we was talking about Kingston Approved and you was telling me about it. I
Yep.
watched the Vice episode when he went to Oakland and they was in Oakland. They was asking the dude on the street about the cannabis market and what you think is gonna happen or whatever. He told the truth. He
Oh
predicted the
man.
future. He said the price is gonna go up. And he was like, "Oh, why do you think that?" He was like, "Cause the club got fired, and that's gonna make everybody on the street only fuck with fire, and that price gonna skyrocket." And I'm
Facts.
like, he was the fucking premonition man right
He
there,
was ahead of his time.
ahead of his time. This was back in 2016.
Yep.
He
And,
said it, and that shit came true. Now everything fire. You can get fire. You can still get booth too. That
yep.
fire you gonna pay for. You
You
about to
gonna pay
pay for it. You about
top
to pay
dollar.
just like you gonna pay in the club. Are you gonna pay them 70, 65 an eighth? Okay. I need 45.
Yep.
I need 50. You know what I mean?
Compared to when they was just asking for $20 and $25 eighths.
Exactly. Exactly.
Finally it's worth it, and you get a little bit of appreciation as a grower. And I think this is when the grow community got to stand together, because competition is what's going to end it for growers being able to make this kind of money, because someone's going to want to outbeat someone, that's going to want to outbeat someone, that's going to want to outbeat someone, and then the numbers begin to drop.
Yep. I don't think it's gonna I don't think it's gonna happen, man. I think what's the name? I think the Mexicans always gonna have some cheap weed, and you're
Yep.
gonna see that it's cheap weed, and you
Asians
can get
too.
that. You can get that if you want to. But right now, I think people is gonna get their trees from people that are somebody that got a name somewhere,
Yep.
and they gonna charge them.
Yep.
They gonna get taxed for it.
And do you think that branding is going to be something that we're going to have to bring into the future in this cannabis game with us?
Brandon's already here. You can go to stickerfarmer.com and buy some bags that say whatever you got.
Boom.
You can
That's the
just go
info I
buy the
was looking
damn
for.
bags. You know what I mean?
That's what I was looking for. And people, instead of going to like Amazon and getting you some like
Fake
some Jungle
bags.
Boy bags, yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead
stop
and
getting them
start
fake
your
ass
own.
bags.
Get your own brand going. Get your own brand up and off the floor. Go ahead and make you a label so people can start requesting what you have. They don't have to know it's you. All they know is that when they see this brand on this bag, they know it's been gassed every single time that they had it. So no point in going to fake somebody else's stuff. No, make your stuff real before you want to fake somebody else's stuff. It's the dumbest shit ever. I'm like, before I ever buy a fake Jungle Boy bag, I'll just make my own. I
I
never
don't agree with you on that one. I don't agree with you on that one.
Okay, explain.
Um, the reason why is Blue Magic. Uh,
Okay.
he got caught with that Blue Magic. They went looking for that Blue Magic.
Okay.
I don't want that. That's why I did a lot of shit, like fake shit branding, and I said free, it's a gift, and I gave it on to my friends, but I never gave those baggages out with a pack for somebody else to do what they wanted to do with it. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So
Yep.
that's why I said go to Sticker Farmer and just buy some artwork, because artwork sells. It's just some little artwork on some bags. You kind of
Yep.
want to keep yourself out of that, man, because it's not legal.
Oh yeah, of course. Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
I just meant create a brand. It doesn't have to
No,
be you.
that's cool to create the brand, but it's like that brand is coming from somewhere, it's coming from somewhere, it's coming from somewhere. So it's
True.
like that line, you leaving a line of you're leaving a line open, man. You know what I
Yep.
mean? And we honestly, I in the past couple of weeks, I noticed that I've been myself kind of loose, you know,
Mm-hmm.
kind of loose. So you got to tighten up in these times also, because don't think that the cannabis industry, the legal industry, is not pushing these lawmakers to do something about us.
Oh yeah, they big time ratting out there.
You see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, the legal growers who have to go through the most to be able to get their product into the dispensaries are definitely informing on the ones that aren't permitted, and they definitely want them out the way because that's money out their pocket for them existing.
Exactly. And the lawmakers are willing to do that because that tax money go back to them.
Yep.
So
It
they
was
both
just like
got something to gain from getting us out of here. So just I'm telling you, man,
yep. It
just
reminds
buy
me
the
of the
bag.
dank. It reminds me of the dank cartridges, but no one knows where the dank cartridges even began.
They disappeared too.
Yeah, and now they look like they created another brand because there's these new boxes. They look exactly like the dank carts did, but they're something else, and now they're legal and got the barcode and everything on them. But I swear, it looks exactly like the dank boxes. It looks like the same fucking thing.
They're probably just some old bootleg shit.
Yeah, but these ones are legit.
They in the store.
Yeah, they're in stores and everything, and you could barcode scan them, and they pop up. They got like an app and everything. Like you can see when that crop was finished, everything. But it looks exactly like the dank boxes. I'm talking about like no different. Only thing they changed was the pictures.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know
So
too much about them, man. I tried my hand in that shit. That shit didn't move fast enough. So
man, it's a
that shit
huge
got.
investment for a very slow return.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I don't even like being in the extract market. People be like, yo,
Yeah, I remember you were saying that.
you don't
I remember
blast for
listening.
waxes and shatters, and no, I don't have time for all that. I'd love to, know what I'm saying, but how big is the market for that? Like, how many people can really afford to just be smoking dabs all day? Dabs are pretty
Yeah,
expensive, aren't they? Like, how much is
that
the
shit is
dabs?
expensive, man.
That shit's expensive.
That shit is expensive.
That's some every now and then I want to party with the fellas kind of thing right there. Like you don't you don't want to just be out here buying a whole bunch of dabs. Like I don't know. I know they're expensive in the dispensary too, aren't they?
Um, hold on one second. Hold on one second.
Okay. Gorilla, good question. Good question. If he don't see that, I'm gonna make sure that he do. That is a good fucking question. Very good question. I'm gonna make sure he see that. That's a good fucking question. Good question. Water
All
hash
right,
is the future.
all right,
Yeah,
I'm back.
yeah, water hash could be the future. Water hash could be the future, I guess. It's been around for a very, very long time. From what I've known, water hash has been around for a long time. Yeah, but yo, Frosty, you see the question right there for you?
Who'd you come up looking to for guidance? Any old school black grower stories? Nope, not at all. Not
I
at
don't.
all.
I don't have none either.
Nope.
When I was coming up in the cannabis industry, I was watching Meg Grower, Mr. Tight, Medi Cropper, High Grow Hybrid, the regular people that Mendo Dope, the regular people everybody else was watching.
Yeah, like I started in 2015, and before that, I was just in Oakland, and I had a shop, clothing store, doing too much in there, moving, moving shit, just doing too much,
You
being too
know?
hot. And my OG partner told me, it's like, man, I could come over to the house. So I went over there, and he opened up a room, and I was like, God damn. And then
Oh yeah.
I'm like, shit, this what you been doing? He was like, I've been doing this for like 12 years.
Mm.
And I'm like, man, I need to get in on this because
Mm-hmm.
I'm already moving. So it's like, then we just made the move, and then you know, just got to where I am now,
Yep.
and that's how that worked out.
Another question: when you first started growing, did you feel like this is something that like called you like I don't know. When I started growing, I noticed that I've never been happier doing nothing else. Like nothing else made me feel like I did growing. Like there was a lot of other things I love doing. I don't think I love doing anything more than growing.
Um, I've been like a business person. Like I always loved business since I was a
Mm-hmm.
kid. I always knew that's what I wanted, like business, business, business. I was always a salesman. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So whenever I'm making sales or doing whatever and shit just accumulating or whatever, any kind of accumulation, I fall in love with. So I think in the forefront of my mind, that's what it really is. I'm not gonna hold you. You know what I mean? I think it's really just the accumulation and what I could do. But I'm never more happier. Like you said, I'm never more happier when I'm coming fucking with my plants.
Yeah,
It
it's
it, it,
just
it
it's
it
something
started
about
off
it.
it started off with accumulation and things like that, but now it's like therapy. Like I get
Yes.
up, I have my coffee, I'm out. I gotta go. You know what I mean? I gotta go. I gotta go. It's
Yep.
time to go give my love and give my time to them. So
Yep.
yeah, it's love, man. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. How was your first greenhouse experience?
Man, that shit had me on cloud nine, man.
Bruh, I was
I
so
ain't never
hype
felt that
every
good.
time.
I never felt that good. Like I never felt that good. Coming early in the morning, pull the tarp off and look at them things in there, start heating up and everything. Just man,
Man,
that was beautiful.
yeah, I can't even tell you how hype I was when I seen you doing it. And then once I seen it loaded up and then the nets on it, once I seen the first round done and the second round back in, I was like, oh, this is what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah, yeah, that was some. I like that. I can't wait. That's what I'm
Yeah.
really just. I'm kind of sleepy right now. Like not
Mhm.
right now. Like not like I want to go to sleep right now, but I'm like sleepy as far as growing is right now. I'm just going through the motions. I can't wait till March.
Oh, yeah.
I
Oh,
can't
yeah.
wait to start building some shit and then get out there and get the things ready and you know what I mean. Start it
Have
over. I can't wait.
Have you thought about doing some no-till beds in there?
And I don't even know nothing about no till, man.
Bruh, it's so easy, man. That's why I'm saying it to you. It's so easy. Like I started some outdoor no-till beds like 5 years ago. They're so easy. Like, and then year after year, it gets better. So the less amending you have to do every single year because it just builds itself. So after like year 3, I don't care what it is that I put inside of those beds. It's gonna grow like wildfire. And I don't have to amend. I don't have to do 1,000 different things. I just plant it, keep it watered. Boom, it's good. Put a cover over the top of it. Whether you're gonna use some kind of mulch or whatever you're gonna use, stay away from like wood chips or any kind of barks or anything like that because they'll leach nitrogen. But get a cover over it, some hay or something. Every year it just gets better and better and better, and it's so easy. You don't have to do anything. Once you've done it the first year, you might want to amend it again the second or third year. After that, it's over.
Yeah,
So easy.
I would have to like visit somebody that's doing that and see it, and you know what I mean, and like really get a look for it. But as far as as far as the way I grow, I'm a turn and burn person. Like I'm gonna spin this, I'm gonna make this, I'm gonna spin that again and do that, and I'm just gonna do it like that. Like that's just in my head. But if I
Yep.
seen it like in person, like how it works, then I could understand it more. You
Just
know?
imagine buying soil one time and never having to bring another bag of soil into that greenhouse ever again.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
it
It
just gets
sounds
better.
good though.
It just gets better the year after year. The most you'll have to do is buy worms to add back every year, but they lay eggs in the straw. So then, as soon as it thaws back out for the next year, you're gonna have a bunch of worms in there again anyway. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Uh, Brown Guy 420 was the one who actually started putting me up on that. Like I don't know who.
I remember him. Yeah, I remember him.
I was so mad because his first year, he did a great job. He put in a lot of work, and then the investors pulled out because the market just wasn't what they thought it was going to be.
The market tanks. That was 2016 when the shit turned legal.
They could barely get 500 a unit.
Yeah, that shit went bad, man. It went
Yeah,
bad real
could,
quick.
could barely get 500 a unit. So they pulled out. They was like, this wasn't what we planned. We planned on at least being able to get 12 to 15. Like we could barely get 5.
Yeah, that's crazy, man.
That is ridiculous. That's just a middle finger to the growers. I think at that point, all growers should have made sure that all dispensaries just got shut down at that point. I
You
wouldn't
know
have
what I
went
mean?
to no.
To keep it real though, he was going outdoor, bro.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what I mean?
How good was some of it?
It don't matter. It's outdoor.
So all outdoor just should get a set price no matter how good they do it.
Nah, man. People just got it in their head that they not paying more than this for outdoor.
Okay. Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people won't pay a lot. Like they be tripping. So,
Bro.
but the indoor growers, I think a lot of them got shut down, and a lot of outdoor growers just the black market stayed around because they don't really their expenses like ain't too much,
Yep.
and they don't really trip off making a little bit. They complain about it, but they can still keep going. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yep.
But as far as him and as far as everybody else, that's his fault. I don't
Yeah.
fuck with investors. I
I
don't fuck
don't
with
neither.
investors. I'm
Me
not
neither.
doing nothing with no investor.
Nope.
I don't care what you're talking about. I've been offered to come to places and do shit, and I'm like, nah, it ain't gonna work for
Nope.
me. I don't it's not gonna work for me.
Nope.
So like if anybody get in bed with an investor and then they pull out or they do something, that's your fault.
That's
I'd
a
rather
fact.
be stressed out and have all my thoughts and all my ideas get into my own work
Yep.
for myself than you know what I mean,
Then
than
making
dealing
somebody
with that
else's
type of
dream
shit.
come true.
Yeah, because in the end, it's always gonna be them over you.
Yep. And the craziest thing is the outdoor that you did looked better than some of the indoor that I seen.
Yeah, man, you gotta have the right strains. People don't
That
have the right strains. People get these strains from people that like don't know what the hell they talking about.
Yep.
You gotta spend money for strains, man.
Oh yeah, you got to be able to pay like you play, man. Like you, if you
Yeah,
really want to get busy in this cannabis game, do not be afraid to invest into yourself. That's one of the first things you got to do. Like if a strain is worth it, pay it. You'll make it back. You'll be all right. It's just an investment.
that's it.
Like I
That's
want
all it
that
is.
white
You gotta
runts.
make it right back.
I want that white runts from Fire Farmer. I don't care what no one says. I want that white runts.
Yeah, white runts. What do you want for it? I mean, you ain't got to talk about it on here. You ain't got to talk about it on here. But anyway, like a lot of these strains be like a G to 5Gs, right?
Yep.
5Gs being the most hypest, most sought after strain. You spend
Yep.
5Gs on that cut. You spend 3 months on it. You sitting, you ain't made your money back yet. But then after that 3 months, you taking 48, 60 clones. Now you about to get
It's over.
all that bread back.
It's
Still
over.
have the mom to do another rip. So now you just held on for 3 months.
Yep.
And watch the cash flow.
Yep. And it's over afterwards.
That's
business. That's business. You might have to buy your t-shirts ahead of time in order to get everything going. But then once that thing picks up,
you don't open a shoe store and go to Payless and ask what they got in the back.
No.
You go get a Nike deal. You go get a Nike contract.
Yes, get a good vendor.
Net 30, net 60, net 90. What does that mean? That means in 90 days you start paying back. So in 90 days it'll start paying you back.
Yep.
You gotta relax.
Yes, everyone's in such a rush now. Like something else I noticed, everyone is in just such a rush. I don't get what the rush is. I've seen white runt seeds. Yes. I think Compound Genetics might be one of the people that released white runts. I think it was Compound. I could be wrong. Compound got some fire too, though. There's a lot of good breeders out here now.
It is, man. After this breeding run, I'm about to pheno hunt all my shit I made, and I'm about to pheno hunt my own shit and get my own keepers, and that's what I'm doing.
Yep, move forward from there, from the keepers that you find out your own gear.
It might take about 2 years, but I'm not about to be following these hypes. I'm just about to have what I got, and that's it. Because it's really that's where the rush come in. You chasing the hype, and by the time you saved up to get this cut, it's on its way out.
Yep. That's another thing. Strains don't have
a new cross is out.
Yes.
So yeah, man, it's tough. It's tough. It's a tough being a grower because we always want the best.
Yep.
We always looking for it. So if we see it, we like, oh, I want that. This our field. So it's like we always gonna want it. We always gonna want it. But if you got a strain that's hidden, they always gonna want that too. Don't worry. Just have you about 2 or 3 different strains. They gonna want one of them.
Facts. And the one that they want the most, monocrop it as many times as you can.
Yeah.
Yep.
But you do gotta stay up. You do gotta stay up with new shit. You gotta introduce some new shit every now and then.
Oh yeah. But, you know, supply to demand.
It's just that chase. You gotta watch out, man. Cause I got so many packs of seeds, man.
Man.
It's crazy, man. I be looking at shit like, man, that sounds good, man. But I just can't keep hunting. I can't keep doing
I can't do it right. Yo, the main reason that I started collecting a bunch of seeds is because I know eventually in this game, again, this goes back to Copycat. Copycat said this a long time ago. Eventually it's gonna hit a point where seeds are gonna be very hard to find. They're gonna be hard to find. Once some other people get a chance to play in this cannabis industry, seeds may be hard to find. There's certain seeds that's it's hard to find non-GMO corn right now. Like it's almost impossible to find non-GMO corn. Eventually, cannabis will be taken over, and you're going to be happy that you stocked up on a whole bunch of seeds to be able to do your own thing by that point.
The only difference is that I see is cannabis has been underground so long that we know the underground.
Yes.
So we'll always have a plethora of breeders.
Yes. That don't want to go legal.
With food crops, we kind of just was born into us not being in charge of the food.
True.
We never had a chance we never gave a fuck about breeding corn.
True.
Or breeding food. We never cared about that.
Nope.
We cared about this shit because it's a cash cow and we getting high from it.
Yes.
So it's like it's gonna be breeders forever. I don't see no shortage of seeds, man. I don't know about that one. This ain't the same type of crop. You know what I mean? It's just not the same type of crop.
Yeah.
There's people in tents right now in apartments breeding. They got a whole breeding company in an apartment in a 4x4 tent.
True.
So it's like you can't shut that down. No way. Especially not with legalization. You ain't gonna never stop no breeders.
Yeah, true. It's very different from food crops. Very different.
Yeah, that's way different. I wish we did focus as much as we did on food as we do on weed, but it's not a cash cow.
It's not. California outsold corn for the last like 2 or 3 years.
Oh, for sure, man.
The United States actually sells more cannabis than they do any other crop that they grow. There's no crop that America grows that outsells cannabis. There's not one.
Damn, that's crazy.
Literally, like they did a statistics, they did a poll, and that's with it not even being legal in every state. That's just with the states having just the recreational states. We could just count the recreational states, and they outsold some of the vegetable crops, and that's crazy.
That is crazy.
That is
But
crazy.
it makes sense because most of the supermarkets get all this shit imported, man.
Yeah, most of it comes from like Mexico, South America. You can see it on the stickers, like the avocados. Most of the avocados are coming from Mexico. That is a Mexican crop basically. So most of those are coming from Mexico. It's a lot of the exotic fruits that just aren't being grown in America at all.
Yeah, not at all.
Not at all. Like even the like a lot of the pears. It's a whole bunch of fruits and vegetables that aren't grown here.
Yeah, I don't know why. For the longest, I finally searched up pineapples. Right, I never knew pineapples didn't grow on trees.
Yo, we're so uneducated that
we don't know shit.
They've always I didn't learn this until maybe like 7 years ago when I did a horticulture class. I was taking a horticulture class and I walked past a plant and I'm like, what's this? They said it's a pineapple. I said, I thought pineapples grow on trees. They said no, they grow on the ground and they take like 6 months to grow. Pineapples
I never knew that.
That explains why whole pineapples were always so expensive to go and buy like a whole fresh pineapple, because it takes so long to grow it. But if you live in the South or the like Southwest or something like that, you could load your backyards up with pineapple plants and they just will never stop bearing. You'll have to give them away after a while because they could grow in pots. They can grow in anything.
Really?
Yeah, you could grow a pineapple plant right in a pot. Like get you a good like 30-gallon ceramic pot or something like that. Pineapples will grow just fine in those pots.
That's dope, man.
I got a peach plant in a pot.
I seen a picture on Google and I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
I was like,
pineapples.
don't put a fucking pineapple. I'm like,
yeah. And they only grow one at a time. Man. Each plant grows one pineapple.
Yeah, that's what I seen. Just spread out flower and just one pineapple.
One pineapple.
Like, wow.
Yeah. I was shocked when I seen that. I'm like, damn, I've been buying all these pineapples all this time and I never even knew how it grew.
Yeah, that's my favorite fruit, man.
Yep.
Fucking pineapples up. Because I seen that exotic place has some pink pineapples.
You seen the pink ones? Yes.
They wanted $40 for that thing. I'm like, damn.
Oh, yeah, there's some exotic fruits out there that cost a lot of money. A lot. Yep. I think the two most new popular fruits is gonna be jackfruit and breadfruit. They're doing a lot of projects with the jackfruit and the breadfruit.
Yeah, jackfruit is good to eat. It's good for like cooking shit. You can make tacos and shit out of that shit, all kind of shit.
They synthesize the flavor from juicy fruit gum from jackfruit.
Wow.
Yeah, so the actual flavor that you get when you're chewing juicy fruit gum, that terpene profile comes from jackfruit.
That's crazy.
The orange jackfruit, to be specific, is the really, really orange one. Like you cut it open, it's like super orange on the inside. That's where they synthesize the taste for juicy fruit.
Aaron Bud said, where are y'all getting these 5K clones from?
Everywhere.
And they out there, man.
They out there and they worth it. Some of them are worth it.
It's worth it if you want to get a head start. You want to get what you want and keep going.
Facts. Or you could wait for Copycat to make S1s and you can hunt through those S1s and good luck.
Yeah, you do that way.
Yeah, or wait for anybody to S1 it. It ain't just Copycat. It's a whole bunch of people that are going to start S1 in clone-only gear to be able to get you the seeds of it. Exotic Genetics just S1 the runs too. So I'm not going to act like it's just copy. It's going to be a big market. It's going to be a big market.
It is, man.
It's going to be a big market because everybody doesn't have 5K to drop on a cut. But if you S1 the exact same cut and you only charging $200-300 for a pack of seeds, it's $200 or $300 or $5,000. Some people are just going to do the 200 or 300, and they may find a better pheno than the one that you S1'd.
Yeah, you really don't know till you grow it.
Yeah, they
You really
say
don't know what other
S1s.
people got unless you really got to fuck with somebody that's known and got a lot of people that says they do got what they got. The other
Yep,
people got shit for cheaper, but it might be fire. It might be the same shit.
could be. Yep,
A lot of people bought a $5,000 clone and just clone them out and sell them for 200, 300, and
yep,
just make their own little business out of it.
yep. I won't do that, but
Yeah.
yeah, I definitely ain't about to do that.
Hey,
If
I
I
want to
had,
talk about Medicrop.
let's go.
New video out.
Uh-huh.
He's like to me, Medicropper was like a wealth of information when I first started.
Man,
He just knew a lot. His room, man, it's just that room. That room
yes.
with the Gavitas in the ceiling just got me.
When he recessed the Gavitas into the
Yeah,
ceiling with the
that was just
4x4, he built the beds with the cocoa in them. He hit what he hit like 4 pounds of light on that alien roof monocrop.
It was something crazy, man.
Yeah, that's when he was in it to win it.
And where was he?
What do you mean?
He was in Europe, right?
What, when, now?
With the Gavitas.
No, that was here. That was in Washington.
That was in Washington.
That was a grow in Washington. Yep, that was when he first
Gotcha.
got his license for Washington.
Gotcha. But he just go back and forth to Europe?
Yeah, well, his family, I don't know if most people remember, but his family had actually left him because he was spending so much time in his grow trying to get everything up and off the ground. They said that you don't have enough time for us. So his wife took the kids and she moved to Europe. And that's how he winded up having to go back and forth to Europe because he was spending so much time in his grow that his family just felt like they didn't have enough time for him.
Got you.
So that's how he winded up in Europe.
So this new place, Washington State. So this new place he got going on,
Sinking.
He talked a lot about the hype strain of runts and things like that.
Yep.
He said it wasn't even almost better than Romulan. I start laughing because I do got a Romulan cross, right? I do got one.
What does, before we even go any further, what does Romulan smell like?
I don't know, man.
I've never had Romulan. That's one strain I've never had is Romulan.
I'm gonna pop some seeds though and just check it out. I just want to see what it do, man, because I'm interested. Right, I want to see what it do.
Yeah, for somebody who don't smoke to be like it's just better than mediocre, barely better than mediocre. I'm like, oh man.
Yeah.
Now I'm not the biggest fan of runts myself. And I'm saying I think it's a very basic strain. It's if Gelato was driving a Honda and then upgraded to a Beamer while it was in the Beamer, it would be runts.
All it did was just infused a little flavor profile in some gelato.
That's it.
All it did.
Reminds me of the biscotti and a whole lot of other strains that are basically a reworked gelato.
Yeah. But it is what it is. And he said he talked a lot of shit about runts, and then he had some other runts that he said he really liked.
Yeah, yup.
So that just goes to say that all runts aren't created equal.
He said the one that's not the popular, so he had the monocrops of the popular cut of runts that everyone has. Then he said he had one that's not as popular, so it's probably not the original runts. He said that one was better than the original one.
Yeah, see, that's the thing about runts. You really don't know who got the real cut.
Yes, it's hard to tell.
It's hard to tell.
It's hard to tell. You got to be able to go with somebody who is reliable when it comes to cuts.
What was your take on that video?
I'm almost sick of hearing him blame his staff for the reason that grow is failing. That is a beautiful grow. Everything is set up the way that it needs to be, but you can't continuously leave a multi-million-dollar investment to go back home, to come back to everything being ruined again.
In the hands of stupid people.
And they were stupid before you left.
When he said he sent the guy in there to trim some leaves or pick some leaves, and he started cutting buds,
bruh,
where did you find this idiot? It's no. You gotta have never grew weed a day in your life to cut down some plants at
Yes.
day 35.
Yes, but if you remember in one of his other videos, he said that he had someone hire some people and they turned out to not even have their American paperwork. So they was illegal immigrants who he had working it. So I don't even think he's like, I don't think he's going through to verify who his staff is bringing into this facility, which is dangerous on so many levels when it's a multi-million-dollar investment. Like it's
He's
ridiculous to add
fucking
this
up.
badly.
He is fucking up. And that's what I want to talk about. I want to sit here and ask you guys, do you really think Medi Cropper is a great grower like you put on his name?
I think Medi Cropper himself is when his back is against the wall and he's the one that has to make the money off of it. But this garden was never supposed to be his. This was supposed to, and I don't care because if I put my money up for something, I'm going to make sure that it wins. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. But when he ran his own grows and he had to live in some of those grows and his life depended on some of those grows, those were
He
his
got down.
best. Those were his best rounds ever. I don't even know if he even still cares at this point.
And at this point, why the fuck are you running rooms and don't know what the hell you're going to get out of the room?
Yo, he did one room that did
Why are
like
you running the plants and you don't know about how the plant acts? You don't know nothing about this plant.
no.
Why are you running 20 lights worth of that shit?
Yeah, you come back, your friend got some cuts or something. He said it was good, so I'm just load the whole room up with it and let it go.
That's crazy, man. That's like y'all. He wasting a lot of fucking money, man.
A lot of money compared to knowing something. I don't care how old the strain is at this point. If you know that strain like the back of your hand and you know you could get a good harvest out of it and you know how it grows, you know how you need to react to it, load the rooms up with it. Don't start going and buying new strain and then you bring a hops latent viroid into your garden because your friend got it and you don't know which one of his strains got it and which one don't, but you're
I'm
still
tired of
willing to
hearing about it.
yeah, then you still going to buy cuts from the same person who gave you the problems in the first place. Then you
That's
still hiring people that gave you the problems that you had in the first place. And that's just whack to me. Like people would die to have the opportunity at that warehouse that he has, and they would have grows that would be amazing. 6 rooms. What? What? You could be
620 light rooms.
620 light
620
rooms?
light rooms, bro. 620 light rooms. That's great. I mean, it's not the biggest thing. You know, Jungle Boys, they do 8, 20, 30, 40 light rooms. That's cool. But
Yeah.
it's like, you got to have some shit dialed in by now. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes.
And we
Yo,
all know that you got it in you. But at this point, it's like cut your losses and go do your own thing, or
yeah,
sit down and find out who's going to work for you and what's their background, what's their experience. Do
yes.
they know? Make a fake test, give it to them, give them a test or some shit. Like, you got to do something. Yeah, you got to find a legit source for your plants. You can't sit here and say, "Oh, these runs are nothing. This is like mediocre." Like, you ran a whole room and don't even know what it is. That's
What?
too much wasting, man.
Way
That's a
too
lot
much
of wasting.
wasting. Way too much wasted. Way too much.
That was
And
sad to look at. Like, you should never cut down a crop in that facility and say it's bad. These are larvae buds. These buds are like larvae. They grow. Like, why the fuck don't you know that by now?
there was one 20 light room he harvested, and he said he got like 3 units off of a 20 light room.
That's crazy.
Utterly. Look, I'm not even leaving at this point. And if I am leaving, it's because this place is getting shut down on my way out.
Man, it's just crazy.
Like
Leo said, y'all need to make a grow rescue show like Bar Rescue. His whole thing was he's saving the grow.
it was saving
He
the
was
growth from the
supposed
moment
to
he started
save the grow.
documenting. He came back from Europe to save the grow,
To
but
save
then he
the-
left. But then left 14 days later.
That's crazy, man.
I'm gonna come back for 14 days. I'm gonna make sure everything is good. So the very last video I'm showing you, everything's bouncing back. The health of the plants is looking good, but I'm about to leave for another 28 days, and then I'll be back to see how they did without me. What did they do without you the first time? They failed. So you don't need to be leaving these same people here again with the same plants again to fail again. Then you come back, there's mites.
Not only is there mites, there's hops latent viroid. Not only is there hops latent viroid, you didn't even bother to get the air conditioning put up in the room before you left.
And he's the guy that fucking he's the guy that created hops latent viroid. I never heard of that shit before he said it.
I've heard of broad mite damage,
no
but I
shit like
didn't
that.
know about hops latent viroid.
I never heard of that shit before he said that shit. And I'm like, oh, that's something. Then I see some articles start coming out with hops latent viroid. I'm like, what the fuck?
Then I seen
I'm
his
like,
and her
I
grow
always
talking
thought-
about it.
And then I look back at my grows and I was like, oh, that was with them plants that I kicked out.
Yes. I noticed the
Okay.
same thing. I'm like, yo, I had a couple of plants that had this same issue. And okay, this is where it came from.
Them out. Kick them out.
Yes. All of them.
They never spread to the other plants after you kicked them out.
No, but he was trying to keep them and bring them back to health.
In the fucking room.
No, he trying to experiment with them and see if he can get it out their system and all sorts of. No, I don't have time to waste with that because I have other plants that don't have it that I could be huge moms of, that I could be getting a massive amount of clones from. Then they're killing clones. They don't even know how to clone.
They don't know how to clone. It's sad, man. They
don't know how to transplant. They're transplanting dead clones.
This shit is wild. That's wild, man.
I'm like, man, this hurts to see after watching Medi Cropper for all of these years do so good, to see him now at a point where he's claiming to save a grow and he's not helping it at all.
And you know what the thing is? Investors.
He's an investor in this.
But if he did this for himself, I guarantee that he would make it right.
Bruh, he wouldn't have left. He would have never left, went to Europe for 6 months and came back to a failed grow. He'd have never left. That's the thing.
If you with a woman and she know what you do and she know how hard it is, if she's not trying to help you and want to leave you, fuck her.
Facts.
Goodbye.
How do you think I bought that? How do you think I bought the house we live in? How do you think I bought the cars? How do you think I did from working in this? And you're telling me that basically I'm doing too much work? So if I was in a different industry, would you still be mad at me? Like if I was a car salesman and I still pulled the same amount of hours, would you still leave and go to a whole nother country just because I'm a car salesman and I got to sell cars all the time?
It's crazy.
That's craziness right there.
Your woman should sit down with you and explain how she feel and try to come up. Y'all should try to come up with a program that works for both of y'all. And that's how relationships go. I mean, I can't say what's going on in his relationship. Who fucking knows? He probably has some numbers in his phone. I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't really know. We don't really know. You know what I'm saying?
Don't know at all.
But yeah, man, if you're gonna do it, like do it for yourself. Like he too good not to do something for himself, man. Or have an investor that's gonna let him run the show. Like you see what I could do. Let me run the show, hire the guys I need. I need the budget to be this. And like get your shit together, Medi Cropper, man. We look up to you, man. Like you the big dog in this shit, man. You did big shit.
And then he was bigging up. I think it was Sly Guy. I think his name was, and that was the person that was ruining the growth from the start when he had to come back and save it.
Yeah, man. I don't know.
There was so many growers that I know of that I could have been like, yo, Medi Cropper. There was 100 other growers you could have hired to come and run that facility that would have did way better. Like as soon as you noticed that guy was
somebody off of Instagram and gave them a fucking job.
Facts. And they were asking them like, yo, Medi Cropper, look, you don't even have to pay me. Just let me come and fix that. Like that shit looks crazy.
Shit look crazy, man. You ain't got AC yet? Damn.
Yo, y'all just all this time.
You went through the summertime with no AC. Why was you even trying? What's the point of that?
I'm not even flipping the 20.
I'm not flipping this. Oh, we got to bring some cool air in or this ain't gonna work. 20 lights, like that's a lot to cool down.
Wait a second, 20 Gavitas. 20 Gavitas.
Come on, man. This dude.
We ain't talk about no single-endeds. We're talking about 20 Gavitas. There's a warning on the bulb of the Gavita that it can melt your skin off if you touch it.
Gavita's hot, man.
Hot, spicy. Hot. And you decided to leave and go to Europe for months. It wasn't like you left for a few days and multiple 20 light rooms with no air conditioning.
You need like 6-7 tons just to cool that room down.
Yeah, each room. But you left but then you don't even have the money to put back into it because you come back and they're almost $1 million in debt.
Yeah, I don't feel too good about that business, man. I don't know about that.
Nah, it's
Where's
over.
that? Oregon?
I believe so. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know, man. They started off wrong, and it's just one person can't do it all. And he talk about he getting people from next door, like just people that's working somewhere and just bringing them over to do shit. Like, come on.
Frosty, look, if you had those kind of issues in the garden, you would have kicked everybody out of there who was working there. You'd have took it over by yourself, and that garden would have been up and running and looking beautiful within the next 3 months.
Yeah, you got to start over sometime.
Yeah, sometimes you just got to kill everything and start over, and that's what you would have did, and that
Kill
garden would have been
everything, leave the
looking
whole
beautiful.
place empty for 2 weeks, let the bugs get away, let everything just disappear, source out some real shit, and then come back with some clones, mom them out. It'll took about 6 months, but y'all wasting time anyway. And the shit y'all putting on the shelf, y'all putting mite weed on the shelf?
Joe harvested
on.
rooms full of mite weed and was like, hey, it looks pretty good. What do you mean it looks pretty good? It's full of bugs.
I don't understand that, man.
Like, I've never known Medi Cropper to go out like that. Like, he doesn't care about this facility whatsoever. And I still love it because it's a decent sized facility and it's Medi Cropper. I just want to see him. I just want to see him back to where he was. I want to see him back to where he was. I want to see him and even his single-ended grow lights, even the ones with the single-endeds. He was killing shit when he was doing the blueberries and the OG Kush breaths, when he was doing the grow in his friend's basement and all. He did way better than he did in the multi-million-dollar facility that you're going into the hole for.
Yeah. And if you notice, I think that facility is kind of open. Like they had the doors all open and shit.
Oh yeah.
Like, you can't do that with cannabis, man. You can't just like that shit got to be locked down. Everything got to be locked down, man.
Yes.
It got to be tight, man. I don't know.
And even if you got one door to have to bring the big stuff in, the whole rest of this place should be sealed off, sheetrocked, mold-proof sheetrock, double insulated to make sure nothing could come through. You got to actually go in. I'm not going to invest this kind of money into this and then not invest the time.
A cheap investor. A penny pension investor, probably.
Yeah, he's one of the investors. That's not his grow.
So he's invested in it?
He's invested into the grow.
With time, right?
No, he actually put the money up for the grow and then left.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and that don't even that don't even look like a Medi Cropper facility. Like you go back and look at some of his old videos. You go back and look at his old videos. He was growing fire in bedrooms just to turn around and finally get access to a facility that's way big. And then on top of it, he's like the handyman of all handymans of cannabis. Like that other facility with the recessed gavitas, he built that by himself.
Yeah.
He did that so he knows electricity, he knows carpentry, he knows all of this. Then to leave and to not hook the ACs up before you leave, and it's summertime when you're leaving, then you left twice in the same summer.
That's crazy, man.
I could never go out like that. I could never go out. Yo, look, Shorty would have had to leave me. We could co-parent. We could figure this out, but I'm not going to go a few $1 million into the hole just because you want me to keep flying back out to Europe every time that you complain or something. No.
Yeah.
No.
What Mike say? What I like most about Medi Cropper is he shows the highs and lows. He shows the mistakes, which is refreshing to see compared to the majority of YouTubers.
What YouTubers is he watching?
I don't know. Ask him. Mike Ross. What you talking about?
Yeah, because there's plenty of YouTubers that shows the ups and downs. They show when the rooms is terrible and when the rooms is good. Medi Cropper just been showing terrible rooms for over a year now, but he keeps leaving. He's about to leave again right now. Yeah, 10 days from when he just made that video that just got uploaded that we talking about. He's about to leave again. Like, yo, you got 5 empty rooms that's still being painted. It ain't a plant in them. Your veg room is getting too cold because you're running LEDs. So those veg plants probably ain't the healthiest. And before you can even get them back to full health, you're going to be back in Europe again. And who knows for how long? Yeah, Frosty definitely shows the highs and the lows. Like most of us growers, we don't want to show you guys when rooms be looking twisted. It's depressing for us to even open that door and see those.
Hell
But
no, you don't want to show that shit. But you do,
but
you got to do what you got to do. But it's
gotta
like
do it.
to have one place, that's just constantly going through shit after shit and no fix to it. That sucks, man. That sucks to look at.
Yeah, it hurts.
Yeah.
Especially when
Right.
it's a grower that you like came up on your grow career with. Like I remember when he was sleeping underneath in Harry Potter's bedroom underneath the steps doing the 4,000 watt grows, and he upgraded to the 8,000 watts, and from the 80 upgraded to the 12, and from the 12 to the 50s, and from the 50s to the 250s, and then from there to the facility he's at now. And he did great all the way up until he got his biggest facility.
Yeah, that's a hell of a come up, man.
And we get to watch you can go to his page and still watch this come up from the 4,000 watt grow to where he's at right now.
Yeah, it's just probably just a bad time, man.
It is. He probably going through way too much to be trying to manage in this grow.
Yeah, man. I think he just needs to start testing strains before he put it in the whole room.
Oh yeah.
Sometimes you do want to trust your buddy. You know what I mean? You want to trust your friend, like, and trust what he's saying. This is this shit. This gonna do this. This gonna do that. But it's like, man, if you're in charge of that kind of facility, you really got to be strict on yourself. Like with me, I be doing some silly shit, but it's like nobody's in charge of me or none of that. I could do what the fuck I want to do. Like it's cool.
But I've also never seen you risk a whole room for something.
But if this is a legal grow and I'm in the stores, oh, shit is about to get tight,
bro. Even the blue tags that gotta go on the bottom, even the blue tags that go on the bottom of the plants cost money.
Yeah.
And then you got to count how much trim came off of each plant. Then you got to weigh out how much trim came off of each plant. Then you got to weigh it wet, and then you got to weigh it dry, and then you got to go through so many extra processes. I'm going to make sure that I'm not even firing up a second room before I know everything is good, let alone 6 rooms. I'm running 6 rooms. Every room got a problem. Every room got heat stroke. Every room got 90% humidity. Every room got mites. Every room got hops latent viroid. Every room is under or overfed. Like I'm testing 4 different nutrients at the same time. He was doing the Pheno, raw salts, and like 2 other nutrients at the exact same time.
That's crazy. Hey, but how does it go with the legal market when it comes to clones? Like, can you get clones from people that are not in the legal market?
No, because you have to register those clones, and those clones have to be registered from someone who's verified. So you got to actually get someone who has like a nursery license to their facility, and you could get it from them because it's already in a data bank from their facility to yours. So now you can register it. But sometimes you actually have to go in with what genetics you have, and you can't switch for a while. Like you stuck with whatever genetics you came into the game with. So you want to come into the game with the best genetics that you possibly could. He came into the game with like 30 different strains. But then you got to remember, you got to pay to test. Then you got to pay to test each one of these strains. So if you do 4 plants of this, 8 plants of this, 20 plants of this, 30 plants of this, you know how much it's going to cost in testing just to be able to get rid of these? And some of them you don't even have a full unit of.
Yeah, it's not worth it, man.
It's not worth it. Monocrop.
Like I got a place in San Jose I go to. I can go there and get 300-400 clones if I want to. That's more than enough to do those 6 rooms right there. So right it's there. Like he can't tell me that he can't just go somewhere and pick up trays of clones.
And he got better sources than both of us.
Like, come on, man. It don't make no sense to even like do all that shit. It don't make no sense.
And it just makes you a little bit mad. Like, damn, if I ever had the opportunity to run a place that was like that, I would do the exact opposite of what he's doing.
Yeah, I'm buying my clones. I'm not taking clones. I'm going to buy trays of clones from reputable clone companies. And you find them, you just stick with that, and they supply your clones. That way, you don't even have to focus on moms. You don't have to do that. Moms are cool to keep, but think about how much electricity you would save just by buying the clones and getting this shit out there. But if you're a brand, I don't know what the company, if it's a brand or not. Is he trying to establish himself as a brand, or they got the in-house? I don't really know. So it's ways to do it a certain way, like a production way. If I'm just doing a production and producing weed, then I'm just buying clones and I'm just knocking shit out. But I'm not like buying shit that I don't know nothing about and then just trying it, like just trying whole rooms. Like you gotta have clone connects in this game, man.
You have to, and he does. That's the worst part. But he just thinks that some people are just stuck in their ways, and they think that this person who I know he's verified. I know I could go to his place. I could see these clones flowered out, and this is what they look like for him. That don't mean that's what it's going to be for you, because Hops latent viroid shows up when plants start getting a little bit unhealthy. So you underwater one time, now those traits start to come out. You get spider mites on top of the Hops latent viroid. Now you're starting to have problems. You got 90-degree, 93-degree temperatures on top of Hops. Now it starts to
That
show
should never happen.
Never. Even if I had to get one mini split per room, if I had to go buy 6 separate mini splits to go into each 6 rooms, I'd have did that before I even started flowering.
No, but what I'm saying is that size of that room, a mini split not gonna cover.
No, of course not.
You
I'd
need
have at
like
least had
7,
some
8
kind of air
tons,
conditioning, no?
Huh?
I'd have at least had some kind of air conditioning, no?
Oh, for sure. You gotta have something.
I gotta have at least something. I can't
The
just
lights will
rely
be
on
turned
fans.
down. The lights will be turned all the way down.
Man,
Or
600
something.
watts. 600 watts
Man.
each light, man. I'd have did it. But then when I got to go to the facility at 12 o'clock at night just to open the doors for the 3, I got to close the doors for these 3 rooms, open the doors for these 3 rooms. But now the 3 rooms I just closed might wind up with powdery mildew because I don't have anything that could get rid of the humidity that's about to build overnight.
Yeah, it's really just it was just a bad facility.
It's a bad setup to start off with.
This whole setup wasn't started off right. You shouldn't be growing anything if you don't have air conditioning. You should not be indoor growing anything if you do not have air conditioning.
Especially in the middle of the summer.
Period.
In the middle of the summer.
Should start like that. You should never start a facility like that. Like that's the dumbest thing you could do. They would have been better off in the backyard of the facility just doing greenhouse.
Yes. And then he said that the reason that he didn't have it is because they got approved for intake and outtake. Like, bro, you can't do intake and outtake when it's 100 degrees outside and you got a 20 light room. Like, you can't intake and outtake air on a 20 light room. Like that might work in a tent. That might work in like a 4x8 tent or something like that. You may be able to get a strong enough fan to be able to exhaust it. In a 20 light Gavita room, first off, the humidity alone, you're not going to be able to get rid of that moisture. So I'd have been scared of powdery mildew from Jump Street because I don't have anything that can deal with. He didn't even have a dehu.
Yeah, man, that facility was not good. It's still not good.
Still not.
It's not ready. They don't have even the dry room. I don't even think that's really a dry room.
That was an office.
Yeah, I think that's just come on, man.
That was an office. And then you still got space to be able to build out a dry room. Like, you got more than enough space to still be able to crank out one dry room and a veg room.
You do. And it's like, just build it. Just build the shit.
Just build it.
You got no space in there. Like, what y'all doing?
Sheetrock and studs ain't that expensive. Insulation, sheetrock, studs ain't that bad. Go for it.
That grows just
you already a few $1 million. You almost $1 million in debt. What you got to lose at this point? The least you could do now that you back is at least get the facility all of the components that it needs. Trim machines and all. But come on. But you're doing trim machine for powdery mildew and mite infested weed.
That's crazy, man.
Like, on top of it being mite infested, you're gonna run it through a trim machine. Then I'm gonna extract it. So I'm gonna concentrate the amount of bug damage that was in it into smaller amounts of concentrated bug juice, and expect to still survive in the market. It's sad to even watch it. Like, I used to be hyped when I hear greetings everybody, Medicropper here. I used to be like, oh yeah, I'm about to see some shit because that boy Medicropper be growing. Now it's like, oh fuck, what done happened?
That facility is just bad for him, man. It's not good for him, and he's not approaching it the right way.
No, not at all.
It's just not a good situation over there. He needs to figure out a way to get out of it, or a complete reset. Even the plants that he showed that looked okay, they still just. It's like you can get so much more out of those spaces, man.
So much more. So much more. It's people that got way smaller grows where the plants are way healthier, way better, fuller canopies. Like everything about it is better.
That place would be good. Somebody said you guys see his most recent update. His bedroom is just black and white poly staples to a frame, literally blowing in the wind next to an open door. Next video is going to complain about bugs. Damn right.
But how can you complain about bugs when you got the garage door to the facility open, just open, like they people just going in and out of it, and then on top of that, you got to leave your doors open because you ain't got the AC hooked up. Like even though he says right now that he got AC in each room, the temperature in each room is like 92 degrees. You're gonna grow nothing but larvae.
The build out wasn't good. They didn't have a good engineer build that shit out, man. You don't even need an engineer to build the room out. You could just look at the light specs and see how many BTUs the cooling it needs. It's not hard. It's really not hard, man.
You could go to like Ideal Air and they actually have a calculator on their website, on the homepage of their website, where you could say how big your room is, how many watts you're going to be running, what kind of light you're going to be running. And they'll literally give you a calculation for the amount of BTUs you're going to be needing to cool that off. Now, I know if I'm running 20, if I'm running 20 lights of Gavitas, I'm going to oversize it about 5 lights.
Yep.
So if I'm running 20 lights, I'm going to count it for 25 lights just so I can have full control from start to finish. So after I hit week 6, week 7, I could begin to drop the temperatures the way I want to. I'm going to have the dehumidifiers in there. Like there was a point where the outtake was still on and the facility was just crazy. Everything about it confused me. And I'm like, yo, I'm not even half the grower that Medicropper is. And I know better than 90% of what he's doing. I'm just gonna add humidifiers during the summertime. I'm not gonna care about getting the ACs installed.
It's crazy.
I'm gonna wait on the government to tell me that now I can switch from outtake and intake to air conditioning units. Yo, look, the air conditioning units would have been up. They would have approved it when they approved it. That's how that would have worked. I'm not gonna sink $1 million into the hole waiting for them to approve this air conditioning. Look, they up. Here's the specs. Whenever you guys get a chance to look at it, just hit that stamp of approval. But I'm not gonna sink $1 million into the hole waiting on them to verify if I can get AC or not. The AC is already in. Ain't nothing I could do about it.
I guess if he stays in the States long enough, he'll figure it out.
Yeah, but he's leaving. When that video go up about 2 days ago, so he's leaving 10 days after that video.
Yeah, hell yeah. 20 lights, 2 to 5 tons, 2 5 tons. Yeah, 2 5 tons. That's what you're gonna need.
Definitely.
That's what you're gonna need. I had a 3 ton on 8 Gavitas. It barely kept up.
Those Gavitas don't play.
The Gavitas don't play, man. It barely kept up. So he needs tons, man. Tons of AC. I don't even know at that point what kind of ACs they be using, and big shits on the roof and all kind of shit. So
yeah,
that's above my pay grade with that one. Yeah, but guys, it's been good with y'all, man. I got to get out of here.
Yeah, you already know, man. I thank you for joining. Thank you for coming in. It's been an honor to have you on the show. Can't thank you enough. I hope to see more of you. So we'll get you in definitely on the next one. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm set up. I'm set up now. I'll be all right. I could do this every Sunday.
Beautiful. Around this time, good?
This every Sunday. All right.
Yeah, you already know.
All right, everybody in the chat, thanks for coming through. Yeah, man, just follow me on Instagram at Frosty McNasty.
Yep, moderators, go ahead and drop his Instagram link into the chat for me, please. So get over to Instagram and get his link, drop it into the chat so the people know where they can follow Frosty McNasty. He's also on YouTube. Yeah, make sure y'all get over to his YouTube page and follow that too. You can get the more detailed updates.
All right, y'all. Peace.
Peace. Yeah, so man, you know, that's an honor to always have Frosty McNasty in here, somebody that I always looked up to. But I thank you guys for joining. I'm not gonna keep y'all all night. I know it's late over here on the Beast Coast, so you guys enjoy the night. Thank you. Please subscribe, hit that notification bell, hit that thumbs up. I thank you guys for tuning in. You already know.